Welcome back. Our last session ended a little early because we had a major decision to make. And the players have been actually going back and forth on this for a week, except JJ. Splicer, Striker, said don't let me change my mind. So stuck over here, not letting them change their
I'm
mind.
an indecisive bitch, and I will be back and forth on this till like next week if you let me. So
We're all just gonna be doing that.
Even
now,
after the decision made, it's still going to be going back. I respect it.
oh, 100%. We're going to be like 2 hours into this session, and I'm just going to be, what if I pick the other option?
Well-
Is there? Can I quick save before we pick so we can then go back and do the other option afterwards?
I second this opinion.
Bro.
What you can
The
do?
TTRPG.
What you can do is you can run No Room for a Wallflower a second time in your own time, and try the second route. Just like playing Baldur's
It's
Gate.
funny because we're calling Will the Wallflower. No room.
Quick,
for
I'm
him.
going to switch over to one of the Horus mechs that can like alter space time or some shit. Give me a second chance.
Oh,
I
we
got
literally
you.
already do. I think that is literally what we does.
that's the list. That's what I have.
Yeah.
Redo.
Well, let me just go back real quick. Don't worry about it.
Regardless, hi chat. It's us, your favorite people in the world, and me.
Wow, why do you
Well,
gotta be mean to yourself?
Hey. Stop being mean to yourself, Kite.
Whoa. Come on, Kite.
We
Ah,
can't
that's
do that
nice.
here, okay?
That's
We
fair.
love ourselves. We love each other. All right.
I will not let you talk shit about my friend, Kite.
I love myself several times a day.
Talk shit about my friend Kite.
Understandable. All right. But we're here.
So I gotta read this flavor text block over here of stuff that you don't even necessarily see. So you might not know this. However, Solo Terra is deep in the sticky heart of summer. Humid, hazy days in Evergreen make for long, languishing fever season. Broken only by storms that lash the colony with flooding rain. The whole valley stinks of fecundity, which is fertility, which is the buzzing of insects and swamp life. All signs of a healthy world, miserable for its human occupants. The late summer brings the resumption of large-scale hostilities between the machine horde and the Hercynian United Cities. But first, people of Evergreen stand in the way of something. The controller of the machine, as it marches overland to become Confederated territory. A series of increasingly frequent anomalous events have taken place in Evergreen. Outbursts from the colony's subalterns, compcons, and drones. These range from curious and harmless, say an agricultural drone driving loops through the middle of a field in the dead of night, to outright hostile. That same drone turning on its handlers for a subaltern militia unit, firing live ammunitions at civilians inside the colony's walls. The army that amasses around the towns of Liu Mays and that's the Chow farm if I remember correctly, and Merrick Town continue to grow in size as it marches inexorably out of the mountains. In response, Patience has further enhanced their own emergency powers. All synthetics, active and dormant, must be run through rigorous screening processes administered by Patience himself, and the size of Evergreen's militia is set to dramatically increase. Patience has also ordered that the clear cut at the walls be extended, growing from 50 to 500 meters of foliage chopped back to the root to open up sight lines for the colony's guns. So there was a clear-cut 50-meter spot outside the walls. They've expanded that. The walls now have 500 meters just flat, so that if anything comes out, they can just start gunning it. Further complicating the situation in Evergreen, the unofficial and undocumented people of the Grey Towns have come seeking refuge. At first, the refugees came in pairs, carts and pallet drones piled high with goods. Then in large parties of 10 or more. Now their numbers seem to have stabilized, and their presence outside the walls of Evergreen has grown more permanent. They bring grim stories with them of the machine terrors on the roads, of Liu Mays and Merrick Town overrun. The PCs already know these stories, but most people in Evergreen are hearing them for the first time. Fear spreads through the city like wildfire. Privately, Patience worries. Their most recent cycling seemingly had no effect on the anomalous events they continue to experience, the echoes and the ghosts. Underground. The pressure relief caused by the machine's retreat from the subterranean front has, for the first time in half a century, given the Hercynian United Cities hope that the war might not last forever. Hivehome, the largest of the Confederated cities, urges a counterattack, a fight away from their own land to end the war for good. But the Huck Rangers' ability to mount a counterattack falls far behind their needs. The long war has exacted a heavy toll in personnel and equipment. The Rangers on the front lines of the underground were down to mere handfuls of bullets, and preparations were underway to begin drafting the elderly and the young. Knowing this, Daylight, Hivehome's longtime rival city-state, wants to concentrate instead on defense and order the bulk of the Huck's forces to its own border. As the leaders of Daylight see it, the machine's retreat from the front near Hivehome does not mean an end to the war, only the opening of a new front that is likely going to be much closer to their own territory at Daylight. The cities of the Hercynian United Cities, though battered from the long conflict, are still forces to be reckoned with. And now I need to find... Yep, I need to find the next thingy. In closing, with the news of the encroaching machines, Evergreen pulls his militia back and fortifies the eastern wall of the city against the advance. The stream of refugees remains steady. They file in from the woods before reaching the bottleneck of Evergreen's of Evergreen's gates. A camp begins to grow in the clear cut outside the gates, leaning up against the walls of the city. Well, that's rough. There's just like a peasant, like, shanty town on the side where bullets come in. That's rough. Small teams, well, not that you guys know this, small teams of Hercynian Rangers watch both the Machine Army and Evergreen scouts from the deep woods, relaying some movement back to their commanders. Evergreen, they report, is sure to fall as soon as the machine begins to march. In the world below, the war is ending just as the war above is beginning. In the wake of these events, old alliances are being put to the test, as either side wrestle with the question of how to respond to the growing crisis. The end of summer is approaching. So from here, I need to find this it. Nope. This it. Here we go.
You know what we say around here, boys? There's no shield like a meat shield.
Route B, Hivehome. This is the route for PCs who decided to take the chance at peace with the Hercynian United Cities. They are led to
Let's go.
Hivehome by Dethal Ordo, the wounded Hercynian ranger left to tend to her comrades. She is well placed to make introductions. Her father is Ilir Ordo? I don't know how to pronounce that. It might be Year Ordo. That's either two L's or an I and an L or two I's. I think it's Ilir Ordo, but it
could be two L's. This is space.
Yep, it could be two L's.
Ordo.
Mr. Ordo. Daddy Ordo! The commander of Hivehome's Rangers and the current leader of the coalition armor. Oh, shit! I didn't realize Dethal's dad was the general, the 5-star general commander. Hivehome is a few days' travel from Evergreen. Getting there is simple enough, as the old hive tunnels are wide and well preserved, clear of any major obstacles that might impede progress. From the terminal where the PCs found Ordo, all they need to do is walk with their mechs. So that's what happens. We walk with our mechs, apparently. After days of walking, man, this is so much reading. I feel like I'm back in grade school where it's like, hey, it's your turn to read this chapter.
Your turn to read aloud.
In front of class.
And no the teacher hasn't said popcorn yet.
After days of walking, you see it.
To try to figure out what they'll be reading.
Light. Strange. This is deep, but warm light spills out from the cave mouth. Sunlight? No, but something like it. Lamplight, Dithal whispers. Everyone whispers in the depths. Hive home. Here, let me lead. She limps to the front, gently pushing you guys back. It is likely that the rangers at the mouth ahead have us sighted. I'd not want you to get us shot. She leads with her hands up. Rangers approaching, she calls out. Hello, rangers approaching. She calls out again. She looks back, shakes her head. They should have called back. Stay behind me. Let's move fast. Oh no.
Shit.
You emerge from the mouth of the cave onto what Dithal later tells you is a mid-wall port, a natural shelf before a cave mouth. One of the many ancient entrances into Hivehome's chamber. The scale of the vast space spread out before you defies your vision. An ocean disappears into either side of your vantage, filling the gently curving cavity. A space that could fit 1,000 evergreens before disappearing into a dark void. Kilometers distant, light blooms from the water like a sun resting on the waves. Hivehome, making its own day. The city rises from the water, an incandescent plateau, illuminating the ocean and the distant roof of the cavity, where flecks and massive veins of precious metals glimmer like distant stars. Smaller satellite islands surround it, linked to the main mighty plateau by sparkling filaments of light. It is cold on the mid-wall port. A strong wind scrapes across it, brining a cutting chill. I think that's supposed to say bringing. I think that is actually a typo. Bringing a cutting chill, a scent of salt. You laugh. The galaxy and the worlds in it never fail to surprise. I guess you laugh. Cool. A shout... The book tells you how you feel, guys.
Hang on. We got to do the Final Fantasy X.
Right.
That scene is so bad. Anyway.
A shout draws your attention. Dithal striding across... Oh, is there really this much reading? My gosh, there's 2 more pages. Okay. A shout draws your attention. Dithal striding across the midwell toward a collection of stone huts around a squat tower. Warm light burns from inside the shuttered buildings, and behind the low structures, the tower rumbles with activity. A gondola anchor, you guess, as you watch carriages rumble in and out of it along a thick cable leading off the edge of the port. Dithal reaches for the first outbuilding and yanks the door open, eliciting shouts of surprise and warning from the people inside. Hivehome is built into a titanic underground cavity, massive on the same scale as the Great Lakes. Small seas and other globally defining terrain features. As such, there are multiple ways in at different levels. The PCs emerge onto a midwall port near Hivehome. Midwall ports sit between the ceiling and the waterline and connect to the many satellite islands that scatter out from Hivehome behind heavy gondolas. Funiculars, I don't know what that is, or wide switchbacked cargo ramps. Is that what a funicular is? I'm gonna Google this word. I need to know.
Operating by cable.
It's a railroad. It's a
cable car.
It's a cable car. There we go. Yep, it's a cable car. There are 2 other types of port in Hivehome. High wall and low wall ports. High wall ports are built into the cavern ceiling. These, by and large, do not provide access to Hivehome, but act as cupolas. What? Why are we using these words that I've never heard of?
Big words. We're learning today. Welcome to grade school.
Welcome to English class.
A cupola is a small dome-like structure that sits on top of a building.
Don't you know
Okay.
that's why you're reading 4 pages? You're in English class now, Sid.
Yep, apparently.
ASMR with her reading Lancer.
So the high wall ports are just little dome architecture type things for the city-state security forces. Many of them are home to gun batteries and signal huts, looking down over the city and out over the water. Oh, they're like bunkers. They're like a little encampments on top. Okay, I got it. Some built into the caverns, columnar stalactites, columnar. That's another weird word that we're using. Why are we using these words? Who talks like this?
The ones that are on the ceiling.
Why couldn't they just say like column-like?
That's exactly what I'm just calling like. Why columnar?
Only
You,
have to call him the
you gotta
correct-
DM Tom and say too much reading.
Literally resembling an upright pillar or column.
Do provide access to the city via spiraling staircases. So some of these battery encampments on the roof have stairwells coming down from a columnar stalactite. Low wall ports are right on or just above the water, providing access to canals that run on to other hive states. Okay, so it's just... Why are we calling them low wall ports? Why not just say fucking cave tunnel? The mid-wall port through which... I'm going to start calling it the mid-cave tunnel through which the PCs arrive is a wide shelf that juts from the cavern wall, connected to one of Hive Home's satellite islands by a well-maintained gondola. The carriages are large and sturdy, capable of transporting groups of people and substantial loads of cargo or vehicles.
Oh my.
Really,
And I will
Sam?
get the spray bottle.
Woo! Look, I have to read a whole other page! I get at least one of these!
You don't get... Fine, you get one. Everybody gets one. Old Family Guy.
Everybody gets substantial loads.
The tunnel can handle
That's your
substantial
one.
load.
Can we
That's
keep
your
reading, please?
The tunnels and transport systems of Hive Home are large enough for old war forms to move through. Consequently, they're large enough for mechs. Although the arrival of mechs in the center of the city would cause quite a stir, Dethal suggests leaving them at the Ranger Barracks at the edge of the city where they will be well cared for. That is your choice.
Oh, good. It's better to spread my word of Simon in person. Everybody gets to see my wonderful face.
So are we,
I'll leave the mech.
Elena
And
votes
as-
we leave the mix.
Yeah, I'm okay leaving my mech. As I get out of it, I turn and click a button, and there's a like the of a car locking as I like have a key fob in my hand.
damn.
Yeah.
It's over, everybody. Go home. We actually won the combat while that story was being told.
True.
Alina would go through comms and just go, "We're here to make peace with these people. I say we leave our mechs here. That would be a better showing."
I agree
Yeah.
with that, but for a
Nope.
different reason.
I am not getting out of this mech.
Then you can stay at the barracks, and the rest will go in.
We'll come
Well,
get
someone
you.
should maybe stay back to look over all of our mix.
That's what those two are doing.
Yeah,
It's-
I'll watch the cars.
Yeah. Mako and Striker are basically no, we're not getting out of our mechs. So they're being told, hey, yeah, no, don't come into the city with those. They'll probably attack you. You do not come as liberators or friends. You would come as enemies.
Yeah, and
I was just gonna come
Alina,
as I am.
as she's walking away with the other group, she would look at Mako and point a thumb at her pack on the back, which is her Omni hook, and just messages through to her. "I'll keep in touch."
Try not to get killed.
That's the plan.
So, to confirm, two of you
yeah.
are staying back, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, rear guard.
Okie dokie.
You try and stay alive, and I'll try not to, nuke the place.
Any signs of trouble? Let us know. We'll come running.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's times like this where I wish I had a flare gun, but I don't think it would go with the jacket.
You have enough flares. Is
You can put it inside the jacket.
No, I lift the jacket, and the only thing in the jacket is a cat.
Will just comes over. Yes.
You could take one of
No
these
room.
with you. The striker says as he's holding up one of the spare fuel rods for his fuel rod gun.
No, I don't want to have cancer. Thank you though.
Ah, fair enough. And he just throws it back behind him.
No.
Like in his mech, he like has the fuel rod, throws it into the back of the compartment.
It's just like a 6-pack of beer beside him, except it's fuel rods.
Doesn't your fuel rod fire 6 times?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Dude's got extras.
Uh,
It's a 6-pack of radiation.
I love D&D.
That's how
and I
it's
love
so warm in
Lancers.
this mech.
Yep.
So I have to, because I have not read ahead.
More reading? What the?
No. I need to do something here.
Familiarize herself with the characters that are about to talk and how they sound, probably.
What the fuck? It says
Don't
they will
choose
sound like
Goblin.
gobos.
I say, don't choose Goblin or you'll lose your voice again.
No. It's not that. It's something else.
Insert Gilbert Gottfried impersonation here.
I did not read ahead, so I did not know that I needed new model. Give me 1 second here as I figure this thing out.
I'm just gonna pet the
So, guys, how about those tunnels? Looks like they could take quite the load.
The
think that's
substantial
your one.
loads.
Hey, Mako, you already had one for the same joke. You couldn't.
That's why I'm using the same joke.
I'm just
I know.
saying, these tunnels have nothing on Striker's holes. That's all I'm gonna say. Those can handle so many loads.
Bruh.
That's your
Hey, what
one.
about the 2 sessions that I wasn't here?
You just lost out,
No.
brother.
No, we started this. You get one thing this session, so it doesn't carry over from previous.
I just want to
Everybody
melt
gets
Mariah
one?
Carey faster.
She doesn't get to thaw out till like middle of November. Come on.
Not
All
very
right.
long.
Bro, tell my radio stations that.
Jesus. That's why I don't listen to the radio.
Every year, I just play a game to see how long before Christmas I can get away from not hearing her song. So that means no radio. I have
Oh,
no
I need y'all to
anything
not
on
look at
socials.
stream, by the way. If you're looking at stream,
I'm not-
Yeah, as I was
Stream?
looking
No.
at stream.
don't
Sorry.
look at stream.
No looky streamy.
Thank you for the reminder
looking at
to
my
open your
Concom sheet.
stream at the very least.
And then lurk mode.
For those of you who haven't seen it yet, I posted a meme earlier. It's got spoiler bars on it.
It is one of the funniest things that has been posted in this channel. It is so good.
Run!
So good. I had to mute myself when I saw it the first time. It's so good.
Throw her into the vacuum of space to never defrost, please.
She is inevitable.
Okay,
It's not though.
I think I'm good
Could
now.
avoid
I think
it.
I'm good. A small contingent of rangers, too young and too old for the front lines, guards the gondola. They're not from Hive Home, but from Mike Hall Fields, a smaller, largely above-ground city-state east of Evergreen. The rangers are curious, if not also cautious. They telegraph, literally, the news of the PC's arrival to Hive Home so that Detal's father, Daddy Ordo, can prepare the quarters for them. I'm not gonna try this dude's name. It's so weird. It looks Welsh, and that should tell you enough. Talking with the Rangers reveals that Hive Home is currently hosting 2 commanders of the Hux Coalition Army, who they are sure are discussing further whether or not to call the war against the machine done. Upon stepping off the gondola at the mainland of Hive Home, the PCs are greeted by a well-armed contingent of Rangers who demand answers. While Thethal's word, as a Ranger and as daughter of Daddy Ordo, shields the PCs, they are still taken into protective custody both to protect them from the crowd and to ensure a quick audience with the city's officers. The mid-wall gondola bounces to a slow crawl as it enters the well-lit lower anchor station, and a crowd of Rangers hustle to grab the cart and stabilize it. They haul open the doors, and you are overwhelmed by the walloping smell of hot oils and street carts, the shout and clamor of the crowd, and the bright light of the sun lamps. The cries of the civilian population, I'm glad I got water, the soldiers holding them back, the rough commands of the ranger guards at the gondola door. The commotion is equal parts curiosity, hostility, cheering, confusion. The guards help you out, 2 to a person, their rifles slung, their hold commanding. Dethal is greeted by an officer who throws an arm across her shoulders and pulls her close. The two shout a conversation under the roar of the crowd, not hostile, but hurried. You're guided through the street, an elemental press of bodies, spit, sweat, and curses. The rangers shove you forward. You can hear Dethal shouting behind that everything is fine, to hurry to the cars. You see something as you are helped roughly into the waiting vans. Ah, this is the thing! This is the thing! Hold on. It's the thing.
This is the second warmest welcome I've ever had.
You see something as you are helped roughly into a waiting van. At first, you're not sure what you've seen, and you profile it quickly as one of the rangers you've encountered around Evergreen. The quick recognition, one of the Scooby-Doo cosplayers. Fucking, oh, alright, that's... The quick recognition holds for a heartbeat and then falls apart.
Ruggy.
No, you weren't there for that. There's been, this entire time, these humans have been cosplaying as insectoids and attacking the city, or at least they were. I guess just for, like, I don't know, cultural reasons or whatever. So yeah, now you're seeing another Scooby-Doo cosplayer. This quick recognition holds for a heartbeat and then falls apart. The doors to the van slam shut. The crowd's cities become a percussive tattoo on the van's side panels. The doors traveling with you as it pushes slowly through the press.
Does the van have candy?
Yes, the van has candy.
Oh boy, can't believe Sin's abducting us in a van again.
Jeez.
Was it white?
Is
was
this
gonna
what
say unmarked.
Felicity looks like?
You did see it, though. It was taller than the humans around it. Its carapace more of a deep emerald than the black of the ranger's armor. Healthy and alive. Alive. And egregorian.
Ah! God damn it. I looked away from the fucking screen for half a second, then I got bug jump scared. God damn it.
Opalescent eyes below a ridged crown, a beauty in the aquiline sculpt of its jade carapace, broken by the unnerving realization that the body carries an inhuman mind. It wore a bolt of rich crimson cloth crossing its chest. It had a scarf. Over one shoulder and down, and a pair of fine golden chains around its neck. It was bent to the side, conferring with the human next to it. What a terrible and beautiful thing. An egregorian. Alive. The van doors slam shut. You pull away into the galaxy, far more vast than you thought. The PCs are afforded a Spartan quarters in a quiet block near the city's administrative district. The street they're quartered on, blocked at either end by the bollards and guards. After a day, you're informed that you may explore the city, but not leave it without permission from Dethal and no mechs in the city. If they wish to leave their quarters, they will be accompanied by a pair of handlers. The rangers are polite, but firm, and seem happy to explore the city with the PCs. They explain anything you might encounter, and participate in light conversation. Over the next day or two, the attitude of the people in the city shifts from fear to curiosity as they realize that surface dwellers are much alike. Several areas are off limits to the PCs. They will not let you go near any military site. They will not let you go near the palace. And there are certain low ports along the shores they will not let you go to. You can visit the market districts, the parks, and the entertainment districts of the city while you wait for an audience with the commanders. Dethal quickly pays a visit to the characters' quarters and gets down to brass tacks, explaining the situation and the next mission. Yep. Oh no. It's 5 more pages of reading!
Let's go.
Fucking go.
All right, everybody, grab your snacks. Lean
We
back
might as
in
well
your
rename
chair.
the stream
Alright.
to Storytime with Sin.
All right, Sin.
Right.
Sin.
Yep.
Take a sip of
You got
water.
TLDR.
Take a sip of water. Take a deep breath. Have fun. You have 5 more pages.
Fuck
2
you.
times speed.
Fuck you.
Story time with Mama Sam.
So, notably, humans are the second commission. This is lore that your characters would know, and that if you at all have engaged the Lancer dogma or whatever, you should know. We are currently on third commission, which is we are the trying to do good in the universe, space communists, benevolent type people.
Utopian pillars.
Yep, that's the idea of Third Com, and for the most part, they are exactly what they say they are. They are actually just good people trying their best, spread too thin, and not able to help everybody. Evil still happens. That is actually true. Second Com, we were space Nazis. We literally exterminated every sentient race that we ever found, and then deleted all evidence of any races having existed, and turned them into rumors and propaganda warred our way into, no, humans are the only ones. There's never been any other intelligent life out there. And one of the intelligent lives out there that we murdered was here in the war with the machine people. Except the machine people weren't machine people. They were something else, maybe. But what we do know, that Egregorians maybe existed at some point, possibly. Maybe that was hearsay, maybe that's propaganda, maybe they never existed, maybe that's just some like weird fan fiction somebody wrote up on 4chan. So the understanding of an egregorian existing in front of you in real life would shake your characters pretty hard.
Except for me. No.
Except for you. You actually recognize that thing as one of the things you were fighting against once upon a time.
So, because we saw the bug, that kind of proves that we did just probably exterminate a shit ton of life in the universe. So
Maybe.
we were bad for a while, is the answer.
I mean, we
That
weren't.
sounds like treason.
And that could
I
also
think
be.
everyone's kind of believes that though, because like people don't like Setcom.
That's the other problem, though, is it's also hard to determine, is this just like real life? I'm gonna say something that it's gonna get me in political trouble, but I don't care. I think Donald Trump is a piece of shit. I think he's done a lot of terrible things. But real life, right now, there are people posting on 4chan, there are people posting on Reddit, there are people posting on Twitter, horrible things that he has done that never actually happened. Some of them have happened. Like, he's done some terrible things, but there is an active propaganda war happening in real life right now. And 100 years from now, people looking back, reading, like, all the logs and stuff, they might be like, oh yeah, it does look like Donald Trump dick slapped the Pope at some point. 2024. What a piece of shit. And they won't know. They'll be like, did that actually happen? Or is this propaganda? I mean, it's there. It's in the records. That could be Third Com with Setcom. Like, it's possible that they genocided things. It's possible. A lot of people believe this. But it's also possible that we're over-exaggerating, adding propaganda, and Third Com has a reason to make Setcom look bad. So, just food for thought.
It is just weird that this bug does exist, though.
That is very strange.
That thing being existent is just weird and kind of crazy.
Hey, I had a brain injury once. I thought I was a bug for several months.
You know, I haven't read ahead. It is absolutely possible that guy was another Scooby-Doo cosplayer.
I mean,
Old man Jenkins.
Alina seeing that before they were driven off
Let's get out of here.
would be so curious. Like, is that person in costume? Or she would just ask the Rangers that.
Pulls off the mask. Tens.
How did you get here? You're out of time, my dude. You're in the wrong universe.
Some might argue he's in the right universe.
So the Thal's meets you in your quarters and gives you a very brief and straightforward kind of sharing of her thoughts. She doesn't believe that Hive Home nor Evergreen will survive alone. And now that she's certain Evergreen isn't on the side of the machine and that all the blood that has been shed has been over a misunderstanding, she's more convinced than ever that uniting the disparate communities and making amends is the only possible way to victory. In a few days, the leaders of the HUC are going to have a meeting and decide how to proceed with the war against the machines. You will be present for this meeting as representatives of Evergreen. In the meantime, you'll have opportunities to make inroads with the various factions of Hive Home's leadership. Since there's limited time, you'll only be able to aid a single group. And your decision will affect stuff in the future. You could also just skip this entirely and wait for your audience, but doing so means that you will have very little clout at the meeting and miss out on specific rewards from the various groups that you could align yourself with. So effectively, it looks like we have downtime actions of find the people, the movers and shakers, and get them on your side for when this meeting happens. That seems to be what's going on. Your goal is to convince the city-states of Huck to rally under one banner and come to the aid of Evergreen and continue the war against the machine. If they are not convinced, certain thing that I can't tell you will not trigger. I can't tell you about the rewards here.
I'm sorry, did you just say the states of Haktua?
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
Banned,
but I
reported,
I did not
straight
do
to
that.
jail, no bail, no chance of early parole.
Do not pass go. Do not collect your 200.
I'm not gonna fight it. Spit on that thing.
No.
Don't fight the urges. Let
I
them
will.
in.
I will fight everything. You guys don't know me enough. I will fight everything. I also have a cat.
Oh, interesting.
More important.
William would be talking to the cat more than you.
The cat looks indifferent at you and is just kind of chilling in like its specially made jacket pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Just like vibing. The cat will
Let
listen at least.
me go to the next page. I have to read.
Let's go.
Hive Home is the... Go ahead.
Hey, time with Sin.
I've been talking for 30 minutes already.
We're sorry.
Thank God your voice is back, am I right?
Yeah, I'm about to lose it again. Hive Home is the bright heart of the Huck, the largest of the city-states. It is a population of What is so funny?
The larger part of Huck.
Yeah, the Hercynian
I
United
know.
Cities.
Yeah, I know.
The largest of the
Why is that not
city-states.
me?
It has the population of a large metropolitan city and occupies a vast constellation of islands that rise up from a large underground ocean. The ocean around Hive Home measures many thousands of kilometers across a network of vast chambers, fissures, caves, and cavities. The largest chambers in this system, like the one in which Hive Home resides, are large enough to have their own weather systems. By the way, did the two people at the barracks ever leave, or are they just sleeping in their mechs?
I imagine after we realized it was gonna be a minute, we would have radioed them and been like, "Yeah, so we got the big deals going on. They gave us places to sleep, and you know,
We have to convince some factions to help us defend Evergreen. All that jazz.
Yeah, once I realized that, like, okay, we're not walking into an ambush or whatever, yeah, I'd get over to the mech and join with the rest of the group.
I don't know. My brain just interpret that as all right. I'll let everyone else go in first, trigger the ambush, and then I'll come in like the big damn hero. Oh, there was no ambush. All right, I'm coming.
Yeah, basically.
And then we'll owe them.
Everybody into the escape hole, go!
Does that apply for both of you, or...
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be left alone here.
I mean, you can totally sleep in your mech if that's what you want to do. If anybody has extra rations in their mech, that's just how it goes, I guess.
I will survive off of my ramen noodles and soy sauce packets.
Seeing as I'm already paranoid about these bug sympathizers, I'm not going to be like crouched in my lone mech, surrounded by a city of these things without my team. So
Okay. I just wanted to confirm where everybody was. So, through the subterranean world, though the subterranean world is deep below the surface, vents and columns connect the two worlds. Fresh water spilling in through tall, narrow columns, much like rain. In Hive Home, the Hersenians have built wide basins above the city to capture some of the columns, feeding the city's elevated aqueducts. Some of the rain columns are cyclical, depending on the flow of the rivers and lakes on the planet's surface. These seasonal rain columns are directed over public plazas, more aesthetic than infrastructural. They were once meant to be decorative, interactive water features for Egregorian young. Now they rain over algae-slick mosaics. The plaza is occupied by Hersenian street vendors. The rain columns used to feed cultivating pools with cavefish and crustaceans. Hive Home is entirely populated. The old Egregorian workers' quarters and noble halls have been converted by human standards to human standards of comfort. Thriving industries of mycology, fishing, and crustacean husbandry keep the people fed. Crustacean husbandry! Where they don't farm chickens, they farm crabs! A similarly bustling trade in above-ground agriculture, growing herbs, harvesting spices, and cultivating local wheat and vegetable crops makes that food worth eating. These farms are typically situated near hive mouths and stay between small and medium in size, meant to blend in with the local tree cover. Above-ground farming is a recent development within the last 200 years or so, given the long-lasting effects of Union's total biome kill campaign, and the lingering threat of discovery by Beggar One, which is the name of something that the Hersenian people seem to fear involving the machine. The typical Hive Home domicile is made of supple, smooth finished stone. Most of these structures were crafted millennia ago by Egregorian artisans. These homes tend to be overlarge with ceilings around 3 meters tall. The Hersenians cover their ceilings with worm silk tapestries to make spaces feel less vast and less cold. In most cases, domiciles are comprised by a large common room divided by 2 wicker screens to give some privacy to those who live there. The Hersenians spread several generations of family out among 3 or more adjacent common rooms, depending on their wealth, connected by human-carved passages into which doors are set. The best homes in the capital are at the edge of the plateau, and have windows and balconies looking out over the sea. As Hive Home is a city built within a cave, it is a city without sunlight. To fix this, the first humans to occupy the hive fabricated and installed a massive network of warm UV lamps at varying levels throughout the city. These sunlights burn and dim according to a regular circadian cycle. Keeping them running is a massive undertaking. It is a proud job among Hersenians to be a lamplighter. The Egregorians, for their part, have learned to live with the lighting, and newer generations have begun to adapt towards light, and away from their old morphologies. Oh, so there are Egregorians. Okay. The capital city is a forest of stone domes and spires built atop the largest central island of the archipelago. It is steep and stepped. To ascend and descend its steps, pedestrians can use the city streets and I almost said public stairs, as well as the city's funiculars. There's that word again that I've already forgotten the name of. Oh no, that's the cable car! Gondolas and elevators. Atop the whole pile is an octagonal, vaulted structure topped by a massive mosaic dome, itself crowded with walks and balconies. The Overmind's Palace, the Dome of the Heavens, it's called. The old seat of the Overmind is located under the central dome. Occupying its center is a circular plinth. The palace is an administrative heart of Hive Home, where Endeavor and the Huck High Command keep their offices. It is open to those with the proper clearances or permission. All of Hive Home has been explored, mapped, and occupied. Everyone who lives there is Hersenian by birth, their culture shaped by old Union customs and contrite steward relationship with the world that they occupied. The Hersenians have some old Union tech in the form of centuries-old CompCon units that are super familiar to a certain time-lost friend of ours. Electricity generated by cold cores have salvaged from scrapped mechs and various old icons of human tech, especially weapons and machines of war. but do not have printers. They do not have printers. They do not have access to blink space, nor do they have access to OmniNet tech. Everything else they have is the product of salvage, scrap, and ingenuity. I'm just trying to see if I actually need to read this part, or if...
Hey, Sin, if you're still talking, we can't hear you. I think your mic's off.
Nope. I'm reading to determine how much of this I actually have to read. Holy shit, all of it.
God
Like,
damn.
it was exact. Let's go.
Really?
To be fair,
Can we
she's trying
bullet
not to-
point it?
she's not trying to spoil herself, and we didn't make a decision until literally today. Like, today was the tiebreaker because we tied.
Well,
I
I thought
read to
we're
earn the right
just
to
was
read.
winning
To
until
earn the right
music
to
archer.
read.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Also,
I don't need to read that
reminder
part. I don't need to read that part.
Me and Mako won't be here for like next session. Is it next session?
What do you mean? We're here on the 8th.
Oh yeah, okay. The 8th is our last session. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
We'll probably take a holiday break after the 8th.
There will also be no D&D from me on this next week because I will be back in Alaska.
Okie dokie. On
We'll be missing
on Dia
the
de los
music archer as
Muertos.
well.
So I don't need to read all of this. I can just tell you the names of it, and if you go there, I'll read you the description. But notable locations. There's seaports. There's gondolas. Carousel gondolas. There are market streets. A park. 5 points. There is a skyline and colonnades. They're the upscale places. There's the Dome of the Heavens, where the Overmind's palace is. There is the Helios High Point, the largest solar lamp array. There is a public museum and research college called the Marble Arcade. There
They got
is
games.
maybe the Rainfall Fields. It's where they collect the most of their rainfall. And there is the Catholic Union Cathedral and the Tomb of St. Tellus.
Shit. Alright, well, I know where I'm going.
You're not Irish in this one.
Catholic. Italian.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm like, shit. That's interesting.
I do need to read this next part, though. Hercynian and Egregorian society is marked by humanity's bloody arrival on this world. The ancestors of the humans who live on Hercynia now scoured the planet. Wait. Oh, okay. The ancestors of the humans who live on Hercynia now once scoured the planet with terrible weapons, waging mass xenocide against the native Egregorians. Unable to deny their colonial past, the Hercynians of today attempt to live in harmony with the world, gently encouraging the nascent... There's another one of those fucking $40 words. I'm gonna have to look this one up. Just coming into existence and beginning to display signs of future potential. Revived Egregorians to grow back into their former strength. This is complicated, fraught work, and there are many schools of thought regarding how best to approach this task, from conservative to paternalistic to the radical. The chagrin of those, I actually know that word, at either pole, the majority of Hercynians strike a middle. To the chagrin of those at either pole, the majority of Hercynians strike a middle path, an attempt at harmony. For the first time in 500 years, an Overmind sits on the plinth of the Overmind's palace in Hivehome. This Overmind, named Endeavor by the Hercynians who found them, is just over 200 years old, which seems to place them somewhere in late adolescence for an Egregorian. Their presence has catalyzed the awakening of thousands of dormant Egregorians. thanks to Endeavor's efforts. Oh, they went into the stasis. They went into torpor. They were like deep underground in torpor. Now that they have an overmind, they're all waking up. Their presence has catalyzed the awakening of thousands of dormant Egregorians thanks to Endeavor's efforts. The Egregorian population has grown to number in the tens of thousands and continues to increase year by year. For the Hercynians, the Egregorian presence is welcome. The rise of the new Egregorians points to success of the Hercynian stewardship over the world. Together, the two species work to build out the city, to discover and explore lost hives. Egregorians and humans can communicate via vocalized speech. The Egregorians, by virtue of being born anew and raised in the Hercynian society, speak the local dialect of Union Common. They also share their old language, witness, an evocative, shared subjectivity, a gestalt hive mind, in which communication involves not only the spoken word, but also has additional components encompassing emotion, personal memory, and ancestral knowledge. Despite the dominant cultural impulse towards a middle path, or perhaps in light of it, harmonious coexistence between humans and Egregorians has been put to the test. First by the post-crisis resuscitation of numerous dormant war-form Egregorians, and now in the form of an ongoing conversation between Endeavor, the leader of the Egregorians in the Huck, and the Hercynian leadership. Endeavor is not only a political leader, but a cultural one, who helped develop the new doctrine of cultural revival and integration with humanity. A long-time proponent of the new doctrine, Endeavor's zeal has recently dimmed. In the present, Hercynian humans and Egregorians live in an integrated society with a 4-century history of cooperation. Egregorians and humans often find themselves forming empathic bonds as a result of humanity's nascent capacity to witness, to speak in Egregorian, and through shared labor as well. Egregorians, while frightening to those who have never encountered them before, adjust easily to human cultural norms, conceptions of language, and tool use. Humans adapt just as easily to some of the Egregorian cultural practices, but many aspects of the Gestalt remain locked behind the complexities of understanding witness at a high level. While it is difficult for Egregorians to rediscover, reestablish, and preserve classical Egregorian culture, work in that field continues daily. What is known now has been cobbled together from the records, artifacts, and customs that survived the crisis. Together with their human companions, Egregorians work to grow their society, marrying the rediscovered communal traditions of their Gestalt with the more individualized human perspective subjectivities. Steadily, if slowly, the Egregorians grow again. Hivehome and the other city-states of the Huck are places of hope on a wounded world. They are not only the sites of colonial friction and maybe healing, but also of war. The Huck cities are under the direct threat of annihilation by the steadily advancing machine. This has been a long war, 50 years long, and a hungry one. The dead are buried in pits now, no longer fitting in graves. At this point, though, the front long held at a battered crossroads near Hivehome called Egregor Cross has changed. And not a day too soon. The Rangers at the cross can count on 2 hands the number of bullets and shells they have left. With the machine seemingly shifting to target Evergreen and the world above, the confederated city-states of the Huck face a difficult question. Do they use this time to breathe rest and recover their strength, or do they strike out and mount an aggressive defense, taking the fight to the new front? I think that is all I need to read? Question mark?
Well, don't jinx it.
It's not,
Chapter
but
2.
it's not. It's not. But
Hey, you chose to run No Room for a Wallflower.
You also jinxed it.
I was so close.
I wonder if the Evergreen Path had less reading.
I had more murder.
Yeah, it's only like 2 sentences long.
Welcome
That
back
would
to
be
Evergreen.
so-
Shit fucked.
Shit fucked. Here's a combat. Have fun.
Meanwhile,
Welcome back. Here's the enemy. Go to town.
We're still on the intro. I'm still reading. It's been 40 minutes. I'm still reading.
Don't worry, you got 15 more minutes.
Something like that. Yep.
What kills me is all of the reading. I don't know. Just something about it. I wish it had
Hivehome.
like a paraphrase button.
That'd be nice. Hivehome is home to Endeavor and the vast majority of Egregorians most closely associated with them. Though many populate other city-states in the Huck, daylight especially, with smaller populations in the Mycol fields, Hypham has the highest concentration of egregorians. This is true both living egregorians and static torpor egregorians, those lying in dormant hibernation state following the crisis, occupying an equal social, political, and conceptual footing to the humans of the Huck. Egregorians are included in any and all definitions of the Hercynian word personhood, concept of personhood. I am not going to read egregorian physiology unless one of you inspects egregorians. I don't need to read that unless one of you does that.
I'll inspect them.
Alina's gonna be inspecting one of them. She is very.
God damn it!
What? She's a sociable person, and it's a new species. Hey, like she's gonna be asking a lot of questions.
You're not wrong. How dare you make us do more reading?
Uh-huh.
Like
Yup.
she's gonna be going on one of her random walks and just explore.
Go ahead, Sin.
Alistair wants me to give him smooches. And that's more important to me right now because I love Alistair. I think at this point, I give you guys your downtime actions, and whatever else I need to read will come up when it comes up.
Yay!
Okay. So, I know my downtime action.
You're going to church?
I'm gonna start cloud chasing.
You said there was a Catholic church, and fuck, might as well. Not religious, but like sometimes you gotta, when you're in a bad place, you ask for a little bit of help.
Okay. If you are heading to the church, I need you to roll a d20.
Okay.
Would I need to as well since I'm going?
Are you also going to the church?
I'm mainly going for socks, but...
For socks?
Yeah, the cat.
I have my cat on me. It's in my jacket. And when he gets tired of sitting in the jacket, he sits on my shoulders.
If this is your downtime action, then yes, you can. If you're you a scared motherfucker, go to church. Yeah, I know that song.
This is how we get chased out of town by the fucking Sisters of Battle from Warhammer.
Sure. If you are committing this to be your downtime action, then you can roll a d20 as well.
I see no better way to spend my time than chasing socks around.
I imagine there's gonna come a point where I'm gonna like look at you and like, do you want to pet him? You haven't asked.
I did ask, you just didn't hear me, brother.
Yeah, there was a lot of white noise. Sorry, the truck we were in was loud.
Yeah, someone had a damn audiobook stuck on for like 12 hours.
I'm sorry, I was revisiting Aragon again. Sorry.
That shitty movie?
No, the audiobook series, you twat. God.
An audio series based on the movie.
I'll hold socks while you fight him.
I like this. I like you guys role playing with each other, so I don't have to talk. That sounds great.
Are you sure you don't want to read promote it?
No, I'm good. I'm quite good.
I'm so irritated that only the video copy ever actually got saved in the archives.
Hey,
Do you know how long it takes me to get the audiobook form onto my mech? It takes forever.
Hey, Sin, I think you need to give us a list of stuff we shouldn't do or inspect so you don't have to read more.
No, if you find it, you find it. Whatever.
We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we burn it.
I want to try to build a cloud at the seaports.
I was right to be concerned for my voice at the start of this week. If my voice is weak right now, this session would have been like, all right, guys, we have to end because I can't read this, and it's not going to be engaging for the stream viewers for me to just copy paste. Here's 10 walls of text.
What you could have done What you could have done at that point is the stuff that like is readable. You could have we could have schoolyarded it and been like, all right, we're gonna pass it around the room, paragraph by paragraph.
No room for a wall of text.
I'd like to opt out. I'm just really sick.
But
We'll pull the door out.
As I'm being followed by Will, I'm gonna like unlit cigarette in my mouth. I'm gonna look back and like, you want to pet the cat?
Yes.
Here, and I'm gonna like hold my arm out, and the cat's gonna like trot down my arm and like just kind of sit on my outstretched hand, like pet the cat.
I will pet the cat.
That's one strong arm.
Real.
Just holding a cat on an outstretched arm.
Well, the cat's
Fucking-
probably not fucking fat like ours is.
It's not fat, but you can tell it's not a lean boy. It's kind of chunk.
Listen, can I hold socks?
Yeah, sure.
Sick.
You ain't allergic to cats, right? Or did we
No.
get rid of allergies? I can never remember how good our medical care is or isn't sometimes.
Actually, our medical care added more allergies. Some people are just allergic to different colors of cats.
All right, so I see
Some people are just allergic to different colors.
I see a 16 and a 3.
Oh, did it roll? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So as you are heading to the church, you pass a large central market that bustles with activity. It is somewhat disorienting to see so many human bodies engaged in much the same commerce as their human compatriots. But oddly comforting. The square has existed for many years, and some of the shops are quite famous. An old Exigency carefully carves the exterior of a dwelling with intricate whorls. If asked, they'll respond that the carvings are a history of the dwelling's occupants, some of whom have just passed.
Oh, it's like rings on a tree.
Sort of. It's like weird little whorls and spirals that they're carving that they say tell the history of the people that live there.
Was
then
it
you
a long
will-
history or a short history?
It depends on the length of the whorl, I assume?
Yeah, that's what I assumed. So I was imagining you were gonna be like, it was pretty short.
Damn. Oh, I mean,
Or-
humans are short-lived by Gregorian standards, I assume. Because it said earlier 200 was adolescent. So if that's adolescent, then probably 6 times longer would be old.
So they got like elf lifespans. Nice. Good for them.
They probably lived to be 1500 if I had to guess. This is not something I'm reading. This is just my guess.
Yeah, probably correct.
So the Catholic Union Cathedral are a large cathedral and sepulchre and the tomb of St. Tellus in the Kenote neighborhood, where the Hercynian Church of Catholic Union keeps its headquarters. The tomb of St. Tellus is a holy site dedicated to the remains of St. Tellus, though the earthly remains consist only of a femur and vestments. A folk saint canonized by the Catholic Union on Hercynia, but not yet by the broader Catholic Union Church, due to Hercynia's isolation from the rest of the galaxy. St. Tellus was said to have been a martyr who led human survivors through the aftermath of the Hercynian crisis to find safety in the hives. Worship of St. Tellus continues to thrive among the Union Catholics of Hercynia, making his resting place an important religious site for the people of Hivehome.
This sounds like heresy.
Nah, it's just church, which is different. When I walk in, am I like stopped? Like, yeah, you can't come in here by anybody, or am I able to just freely walk into the church?
No, it's a church. They just let you walk right in.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in. Do I see like the obvious? There's like a deacon and a priest.
It does in fact seem like the place is kind of being just cleaned and maintained by the priest, and their church is not currently in session.
Okay. Do they have the spot with the candles that you light for when you're gonna do a prayer? Like in
They
most
do.
Catholic churches, they have, yep. And they have the candles. I don't know how much they have here. They're scrounging and they're skimping, so I don't know if they're able to make candles down here.
It's
Also,
it's
that is
pretty
adorable.
Go ahead.
The picture in OmniNet.
OmniNet picture. Let me go take a look at this.
Oh, good one. There's a bunch of bugs in there.
There's
I
a
see,
lot of bugs in there.
It's like the fourth one from the bottom. Like
No, I went to OmniNet and immediately there's a great unclean one. That's not very cute. And now there's a crawfish boil? Wait, are you guys gonna?
That was-
Are you guys gonna?
that was-
What?
That was
you're
when the
talking about
crab
crabs.
husbandry.
Oh,
was
the
talking
crab!
about
I thought you were
ministry.
gonna eat the egregorians!
No, they probably
The
don't
shellfish
taste that
husbandry
good.
was mentioned.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, right.
And then it
I'm gonna
reminded me
go
of the
ahead
Great
and
Southern Boils.
drop our boy. Just so you can have a visual of what he looks like. And what the bugs look like.
Like, honestly,
Bug.
cute. It's a cute bug.
They're fluffy.
Yeah, they're kind of like moths. I'm down.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
they also
egregorians look
squish
like.
when you hit them.
What the fuck is this moth pit gif?
I'm
Moth
interpreting
pit.
that gif.
They do kind of look like moths. They kind of look like moths that are like the size of trucks. A little bit.
Oh yes, and if you hit them
That's
hard
not
enough, they squish
horrific.
like bugs.
Jesus.
They are huge.
Big as a. Very pretty. I like them.
You ever
they're
heard of
pretty.
moths to a flame? Why do you think the Genghis model gets so hot?
That's morbid.
Horrible.
I don't like that. That's kind of morbid. That silliness aside and the cuteness, I'm gonna go up to the candle wall, and pull out my lighter. Be like, I haven't done this in forever. What's the words? I'm gonna like lean
He's
over.
adorable.
Yeah, I know. I like him. I like the
I love
Agregorians.
him.
I believe the word you're looking for, as Simon says.
No.
True,
Uh,
true.
I'm gonna like clear my throat and I'm gonna grab a candle if there is one, light it with my lighter, put the lighter away, and while holding the candle in my hand, Sancti Angeli Custodis Nostri defendi nos in prolio und nome primis in tremendo illucidio. And then I'm gonna like light the candle on the thing, and I'll put the candle down and like put my hands together. And I'm gonna like shake my hands and be like, all right, now my dad ain't gonna kill me if he finds out I went to church.
Just
Meanwhile, Will's there holding socks.
Oh yeah, just watching.
I
Preoccupied.
looked up
Shit
Latin because I
sucks.
was like, I feel like he would know like 2 Latin prayers because parents. And he's like, all right.
so we're gonna hand wave this, but reading a little bit on what's going on here. Apparently, No Room for a Wallflower is where the talent empath is unlocked. And part of the things you can do here is become an empath.
In the
Empath
church.
was not supposed to, in the church, was
Oh.
not supposed to be something that you had access to, but we started at license level 4, I believe. So, it was something that we figured out in other parts of the universe as well. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Magic.
I was gonna take it.
One way to
but
skin the
I
cat,
didn't.
okay?
Okay. I don't think there's a whole lot in this area. I'm looking at the church.
Maybe
There
if
is-
we help them clean, we can score some brownie points.
I don't know if the church actually has pull. I mean, most people look to church for salvation and like niceties, but like depending on where you live, the church don't really got pull. It's just a thing you keep around.
This is a downtime action, so if you want to pull up CompCon, look at potential things that you could get out of here. You could look at reserves and just be like, how do I get this from a church? That is something you can do.
I mean, I might
At this from the church.
Sin did
where?
say that they leave a lot of old tech, so you could salvage something that was set aside.
So
I
where are
actually-
we going?
I actually
In CompCon, if you click Compendium and then you click Reserves,
there's like a list of reserves, and
you can also click Compendium and click Action Economy and scroll down to the very bottom for downtime actions. And
I kind of know the one I would want.
sure.
Because once I'm done praying and kind of just taking in the atmosphere, because it's probably really quiet and really nice. It's homey. I'm gonna go talk up the priest and kind of figure out if it's the same kind of Catholicism from back home, so on and so forth, and just kind of get a reputation and get a rapport with this man. I'm trying to get a good name with the church. Is essentially what I'm trying to do here. with the reputation resource. Might come in handy. Who knows? Because I'm looking at him as like that's the only one I'm like, that looks good. And if not, that knowledge would also be good, I think.
I am
Is it like buy some time, gather information?
Can be.
Stuff?
So the priest's name, the priest introduces themselves as Vane, and then kind of like blinks, and their expression changes entirely, and they reintroduce themselves as Lucia. They explain that they are two-minded human, apparently, who go both by Vane and Lucia. They claim that there is two entities inside of their body. And they are hopeful to reconstruct the history of humans on Hercynia and hate hate the colonies, apparently. He's gonna ask you what you have to do with Evergreen, and your intentions, and your employers, and how much firepower you brought, and why you're here, and when you're leaving.
Leaving out the firepower bit, because I don't think I should tell him that, but I'll be honest. I'll be like, well, we're here in hopes of settling this whole war business. It's not good for anybody.
Oh, so you'll be gone once it's done.
That's the hope. We don't.
Wonderful, wonderful. We'll send you to the front lines. I think that's the right thing to do here.
Do you have anyone else that can help us get gone sooner?
They will actually go into the back of the church and tell you, here, yeah, I've got just the thing for you. This will, you take this, you go straight to the front lines, and you never come back.
Oh, cool. Save this for later. Thanks.
They gave us a gun. Here, take this gun. Go to the front line.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
While I'm holding socks.
I will take my cat back.
Okay.
Somehow, what the fuck? Okay. So the church.
Oh boy.
Yep, the church has exotic gear that you can add to your mech.
I was joking about the Sisters of Battle thing. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'm reading and I'm surprised just as much as you are.
You just gotta ask the right questions.
As a reserve that anybody can take, you guys now have 2 exotic gear. It's called Steel Punch. Yep. He's got a mech weapon. He's got a mech gun. It's a needle beam. It is a heavy needle beam. It is considered a heavy rifle. It's armor piercing. It has 15 range and it does 4 damage. It does not roll damage, it's just 4. However, it also deals an additional 1d6 damage against anything with armor.
Huh.
That's not sick.
It's nice that the sniper came with me, because I think that's going to them. Hey, you want 2 of those for your mech?
Is it considered heavy?
It is considered a heavy rifle, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's on the docket, though. You can at least, if you want to use it, it's on the option.
Here, I will add a picture of this thing to the Discord.
Considering I only do a D3 or just 4 damage, that would be pretty cool.
There you go.
I have to ask why the church has this. But you know,
obviously, Riker.
Holy shit, though, this thing slaps.
They never know who's gonna show up, you know.
This thing having armor piercing and doing more damage to armor is actually pretty dope.
Yeah. It's an armor slayer. It do be an armor slayer.
We're just gonna throw that on the pile. We have 2 of those.
So yeah, the priest is like, here, take it, kill the machines, leave, don't come back, get off the planet.
Thank you.
All right.
Will do.
I mean,
Oh,
that
that's
was
the
always the
thing.
plan, but fucking rude.
I
I wouldn't call someone who just gave us 2 fucking heavy rifles rude.
Yeah, he just gave us heavy mech ordnance that can pierce armor. Okay, he can spit on me if he wants to.
Say that to everyone.
what's funny? What's funny? Because I'm thinking about this, how this person is treating, like acting towards us, and how kind of like rude they are. And in any other situation, Greaser might have an attitude, might be a little like.
But only in a church.
I'm in a church talking to a priest
who produced weapons in a church, by the way.
Yeah, no, you
I
have a
also
wonderful.
don't really. I
have
don't
a
think
wonderful
they're that
day.
rude. I mean, they just gave us stuff. 'cause we
Yeah.
asked.
Rude
What
is
do you-
subjective.
What do you mean, Greaser cock slapped the Pope?
It's weird that that's come back already, huh? We didn't think.
Wait, did that happen at some point?
No,
Said that.
you said
No,
it
you-
earlier. You
Trump
said-
cock slapped
you
the
made-
Pope.
and then we found a Catholic
Yeah.
church, so it's just kind of funny in hindsight.
Yeah.
Well, that's you guys' downtime done.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like head back. Still has an unlit cigarette in his mouth because he does not know if it's okay for him to smoke here, and he doesn't want to piss anybody off, but he refuses to not have a cigarette in his mouth.
I mean, there were lit candles.
Lit candles are not the
smoke-
same as smoking. Nobody is
Yeah.
smoking. I actually looked into it. There's no drugs on Hercynia.
Huh.
Let me not be the first person to start it.
Until now.
They have alcohol. Louis would have loved this place.
Oh no.
Just-
R.I.P.
We just pull CIA, introduce fucking cocaine to the.
No, it was
City.
opium. Opium. The CIA introduced.
The opium wars.
The pastor just casually asks you, "Are you faithful? Here's a heavy rifle."
I just did a Latin prayer, so yes. Don't shoot me.
Don't shoot me, please.
He will give you some Hercynian rations.
Yeah. Free
Oh,
food is free
God.
food.
I gotta post this in the OmniNet because I don't think I can say this on stream.
It is mostly fish and mushrooms, just so you're aware.
I'm gonna like sniff the mushrooms.
Yeah, I've been eating those in the woods for years.
I don't think these are the magic kind, my friend.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the magic kind. I've been in the woods for too long.
They're not.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of mushrooms, but like if you put them in the right dish, maybe get some.
All right. Can I get the next person's? I'm gonna start moving you guys on the other side of the bug. Your downtime action is complete. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next, I suppose.
Where would you like to go?
I'm going to go to the like shopping district and see if I can scrounge up some supplies like food and things for us, because I feel like we've been on the road for a bit and all we've been eating really is like combat rations. So maybe we can get some actual proper food or something close to it. Hey, maybe while I'm out there I can find out some more information, figure out what's going on around here.
Roll me a
who I
d20.
can talk to. Okay.
I was also going to go to the markets to search for old tech.
Okay, then I will have you both go together. Roll me a d20.
That's the wrong one.
Understood. As you ride the gondola to the market square, more gondolas pass overhead, their cables shuddering in the cavern breeze. One daring ranger hangs off the side. And in the distance, you can see rangers train with their mechs at the barracks at the barracks yard east of the city. Their movements are cautious and their training precise and rigorous. Repairs to their machines must be performed by hand, as they do not have access to printers. That is what you see as you head towards the market. And I think there is an actual... Here we go. Yep, that's the person, isn't it? That is definitely the person. Got it. As you pass by through the shops and stuff, the one that seems to catch your eye is obviously, since you're looking for like old tech and stuff like that, the largest, brightest, and shiniest of signs, with the words Viamonte on the front of it. It seems to be almost like its own miniature Pawn Stars that they just have everything there. They have fucking everything there. Yep. If you want to go there, you can. If you don't, you can go somewhere else. Totally up to you.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Rick. Sure, why not?
You go talk to Rick? Got you. As you enter, you're welcomed in by, the various greeters at the door, stuff like that, and they tell you, take your time, take a look around, let me know if you need anything. There's plenty of stuff. We have everything. The Viamontes have everything. That's our motto, If you need it, the Viamontes have everything. They don't actually have everything, but they have quite a bit. You can't get anything off-world from here, obviously. However, interestingly, there are some things that you recognize that have signatures from Evergreen in this shop. And as you kind of look around and stuff, a very fancily clad trader, the owner of the establishment, notices you, catches your eye, and he approaches you, telling you, "I'm so glad I finally met the strangers from the outside. I've been waiting for you to come here. I knew you would. Everyone makes it to the Viamontes. We have everything here, Everything. How can we help you guys today?"
Do I fuck with the NPC or not?
If you do, I will turn that NPC into my third backup character.
Bruh.
Silence.
No, yeah. So Striker's
Consider your
gonna
options
kind of
carefully.
lean up at the counter a bit, and just make some small talk. It asks about where he could get some like food supplies and like if they have any equipment for mechs available, where engineers might be in case I need assistance with anything.
He does not have engineers. You need to go to the barracks for that sort of thing, but he will clap his hands together and kind of rub them together, and he's like, come with me, come to the back room, we have so much to talk about. I have just what you need.
That sounds sketchy.
I don't know if it's just Sin in the way that Sin says it, but that sounds sketch.
Yeah, who was it that was with me again?
Me, Lubomir.
Yeah,
Simon
I'm just
says,
gonna lean
there.
over. I'm just gonna lean over to you and be like, "You stay here. If you hear screaming, come get me. I don't want my kidneys harvested."
Understood, brother.
And yeah, I'll go into the back with them.
The guy will actually lean forward and be like, "Sir, if you need an extra kidney, they're on the shelf right here." And he points to a set of coolers that just like marked human organs. And he's like, "I don't need your kidney. Trust me. What
Here's
I
your
need."
chance to get a new liver.
Oh, yeah. Thank God, mine's full of cancer, anyways.
Interesting. That might make for good research. Cancer's been long gone. Union. And really, a lot of diseases gone for years.
Well, it turns out if you're sitting next to a nuclear reactor for almost 24/7 for the last, he looks at his non-existent watch, 2 years? Yeah, you kind of get fucked up.
He's gonna insist. Now, if I could have both of your time, just a couple of minutes. No kidney business. I just wanna make a little proposal for you.
The spleen's still on the table. Run!
And he is asking for both of you to come with him. He seems to want to talk about something in private.
I'll come with him.
I'll go.
Fair enough. After he gets the door closed, steel grates come down, the lights turn off. You hear the sound of... No, I'm joking.
You hear gas fill the room.
Cowabunga it is, and then all of a sudden fucking Welcome to the Jungle starts blasting.
I was gonna say, the two of us should be combat hardy enough to take on some merchants.
But no, after he gets you behind a closed door, he does lock it. And you do notice that, like, a kind of field, like a energy field, kind of goes up around the room, and he assures you it's just to maintain our privacy.
That was party.
He will knock really hard on the wall, and it makes no sound as he does this. The energy field that he's put up is just there to keep things private between you two, or between you three. And he says, "You told me that you would like food. Done. As much as you like, no problem. I'll get you as many rations as you can eat, and more. I've seen the big boy that goes with you. I know he's a big eater. He can have as much as he needs. In addition to that, I have a little proposal for you. Maybe you need a way to, let's say, protect yourself from the horrors of the machine up there, right? You need that sort of thing? I can do that for you. I have cladding for your mechs that you can have at just the cost of a promise. I need you to ensure that when relations become better between the Hercynian United Cities and Evergreen, and when trade routes open, that the first trade routes, and really the only trade routes that will ever matter, will be the Viamonte trade routes. Now, can you make that happen for me? This silence is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think here. I can try. I don't know how much power we have, or who we even start talking to about doing something like that.
You have influence over Dithala, don't you? She seems to have taken a liking to you. Her father is a very important person. I'm sure that if you convince her that it's in the best interests of the Huck to open trade, maybe a reason to increase relations, you know, good trade makes for good friends, then you'll see better military support going both directions, which is a win-win for everyone, yes? So convince her, convince the father, you convince the council that Viamonte is the name to go to.
How do you know so much about our squad?
He will kind of wink and put a finger to his lips and say, you know, a woman must keep her secrets. He says this in a male voice, just to be clear.
Right.
If it is the will of Simone, then it will happen.
Quick, ask how old she is. That'll give him away.
That's one of the 3 things you're not supposed to ask.
Yeah, it'll really prove it's a woman.
Rest assured, comrade, I will do what I can to open trade routes for your group.
Good, then we have a deal. He will offer his hand to you, expecting a handshake.
Hey, when did Jebberlin get put into this campaign?
Yeah, this
Sin?
is
Why
some
Jebberlin-
Feywild shit.
We love Jebberlin. Let's go.
I do love Jebberlin though. Jebberlin is alive, by the way. He's still living.
Jebberlin's. This is not
Yep,
Jebberlin.
we haven't done
This is
anything about that
Jebberlin.
yet.
This is Jebberlin coded.
You've
Yeah,
said that like
thinking
3
about
different
this.
times. What'd you say?
Well, yeah, thinking about that, last time I got involved with a weird trade backdoor deal like this.
I died.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll shake their hand.
Learn your lesson!
Do we learn nothing?
Let's go gambling!
Oh, dang it.
I would be shaking his hand and then adding as well. We also need weapons and armament, comrade. Can you supply them?
He's already agreed to give you armaments. He does not have.
Oh, that's right. Everything that we needed. Right.
Mm-hmm. So he will give you guys an unlimited supply of the Hercynian rations that you saw before. It's pilot gear if you want to take it. In addition, he will be giving you guys another piece of exotic gear for your mechs, which I am posting now in OmniNet. It is Carapace cladding. It costs 1 system point. It is exotic gear. It does have the limited 2 tag on it. It's unique, so you can only take 1. And it costs you a quick action. You can expend a charge to immediately clear all burn from your mech as a quick action. Additionally, whenever you brace, you can also expend a charge to reduce all burn dealt by the attack you are bracing against to 0.
That's pretty dope.
I'd say that's hot, but this is kind of the opposite of hot.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
High five.
And once again,
Let's go.
he is only able to give you 2 of these because they are very expensive. If you're in a Genghis, it is in fact worthless because you're already immune to burn.
It's less than the cost of an SP.
Oh yeah, it costs you an SP. It's actually less than worthless. And once again, he will give you 2 pieces of that, since 2 of you went there. And he promises he will support you in the coming negotiations, because he has his own agenda there. I think that. Good.
Why is it always the merchants who are like scheming in the background? Like, yeah.
I feel like
It makes
scheming
it
is like a
profitable.
required skill for a merchant. To be fair.
Yeah. War is
getting some-
profitable.
I'm getting some big Merchants of Venice energy from this man.
He could.
What, you never seen Star Wars with Watto?
Nope, never watched Star Wars.
Also, never watched Star Wars. Don't like it. The
Huh.
Jebberlin hive mind consumes all merchants. Jebberlin's not here. He can't hurt you. I mean, he can hurt you, but he might hurt you.
Jebberlin is everywhere.
Just stop
Jebberlin
coding all
exists.
your merchants to be Jebberlin coded.
I didn't code this merchant to be Jebberlin coded! This is just straight reading from the book!
I think it's just the way you say it, Sin. I think you're just
That's
Jebberlin.
true.
I'm just Jebberlin.
Sin has been Jebberlin the whole time.
It was me! I was Jebberlin the whole time! You thought the DMPC...
Walls.
You thought the DMPC was that character I rolled on the side. You were wrong. It was Jebberlin. That was me. All right. I need downtime actions from the rest of you guys. What are we doing?
I know what I'm doing. So whenever we're like going out, we have to like we're accompanied by Huck Rangers, right?
That's correct.
Can I ask one of them in the upcoming negotiations, like, is there anyone that's kind of like on the fence, the middle ground, and could we go visit them?
Give me a moment, because now I need to read every single NPC.
Let's go!
God damn it.
God.
So now's the perfect time for a bathroom break for the rest of us, right?
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
Butterfly in the sky.
I can read twice.
Well, no, I only need to read for myself to figure out if there's anybody who suits that criteria. Interesting. Interesting.
That's a dangerous word in this context.
They all hate us.
I mean, I healed a bunch of their warriors, so maybe some of the barracks.
Okay,
like
we've got 1%. We've got 1% support plus the merchant.
99% hatred.
99% evil, 1% hot gas.
I guess they ain't.
I mean, these guys aren't terrible. Like, I've got no qualms against them yet. There's another big $20 word to add to the pile.
I don't think qualm is a $20 word. That's pretty common.
I've never heard anyone say that word to me that wasn't in this house. And that's like my husband.
I don't know, I've never heard of anybody refer to a column as a columnar.
That's
You can add it to the cavalcade of words we've been using.
Well, you would never describe a column as columnar because you'd just be saying a column is exhibiting traits that a column has.
Okay, so straight up, I was super fucking tempted to ask that merchant if they had any bofas.
Shit, you should have. Oh, that's so good.
I didn't want to piss off the rest of people.
Uh,
I might have got shot.
How
so
much did we read?
not much. They answer you with, to be frank, we're military. We kind of keep to military personnel. If you wanted to impress military personnel, that might win some people over to your side. And your best bet at doing that is to go talk to Conric Masser.
Okay, give me a random other. No, yeah, I'll go talk with him. Where is he?
I haven't got my downtime. I'll go and join you because I think we're doing this in pairs.
Let's go.
The buddy system just makes sense, honestly?
We're big buddies here.
Sure. He's at the training and fitness ring.
Fitness dig. Let's go. We got him. Sorry.
Sure. So you guys head to the training and fitness ring, which is... I can do this. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's actually... not there. Nope. Not there. Nope. Not there. Ah! I found it. Man, this is rough. I am not a fan of how the book, like, visually sorts things. I feel like this could have been done better. Okay. So, you guys end up heading towards Helios High Point. It is the largest solar lamp array above Hive Home and the Central Force Control Hang Tower for the Huck Rangers. It is the headquarters for Active Duty Command, in contrast to High Command, which can be found in the Dome of Heavens. And there, you are greeted by Conric Masser, a muscular Hercynian ranger who runs a well-known training and fitness ring. he has been hoping to invite you guys for a sparring match in hand-to-hand combat with his rangers. There's more than a hint of bravado in his challenge. He says that they haven't had a chance to fight surface dwellers up close for some time. He is picking out guys already before you even have time. He's like, all right, I think this guy over here, he's sizing you up. He's like, that guy. That guy's going to take care of you, and this guy's going to take care of you, and it won't be a problem. My boys are better than you guys, I'm pretty sure. You are pretty summarily
how
pushed.
good are you at fighting Shroud?
Pretty summarily pushed into a little ring where I need you guys to roll fist to faces. Apply fist to faces.
Surprisingly, I don't have apply fist to faces, but in my backstory, I did graduate top 5 in my class. So.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Can I use survive to just kind of like take the hits?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Greaser. I smell a fight.
I would also like to take survive because it's one I have. That is an option.
Is that what your character would do? Is that you just I'm trying to just not get knocked out? That's what you would do?
Well, considering that one of my skill triggers isn't apply fist to faces.
I'm gonna force you to roll apply fist to faces because this sounds like you're choosing it for metagame reasons, not narrative reasons.
Understood.
I'm gonna be hitting him with
The big Samoan guy doesn't have fist to faces? What the hell?
Dude, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I told you.
So let's see your rolls.
This is D20.
Mm-hmm.
One. Fuck.
An 11 and a 13.
Damn, that survived though.
I don't know why it's on. Wait, can you guys see that roll or is it hidden?
Nope, it is hidden.
All right, give me a sec.
Still hidden.
Uh-oh. This is terrifying.
So fittingly, Ramon, you are able to get out unscathed, leaving the guy that was fighting you panting and heaving. And he's just like, how's a big guy like you move that quick? What the fuck?
I'm gonna give him a hug.
He's so sweaty, his skin slips on your armor, on your hard suit.
A great job.
He's just gonna look downtrodden and like let himself fall and be like, thanks. Also fittingly, Morgan, you will wake up tomorrow, with knowledge of nothing that has occurred here, but
Damn.
you definitely did put up a pretty decent, showing here.
I use blades, not my fist. This is my defense.
Fair enough. It's good that you have the buddy system. It is good that you had the buddy system because it does look like Patty will be carrying you home.
Okay. This will be the first character that me and Lopunny actually have that get along.
It only took one death and a sadness brigade.
That depends on how you carry them home. Is it going to be over the shoulder, or are you doing the bride's carry?
So Conric actually... Oh, I need to... Give me a second.
Dragging by the ankle.
Give me a second here. I need to... Make a new little... What? How did that happen?
Uh-oh.
Alright, well, give me a second, because apparently... Yep. What in the world? Okay. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. I am unable to drag this. There we go. Okay, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Ooh. Ah. Wonderful. I need one more, don't I? Yeah, I need one more. Got you. Okay. Yep. we have another clock, which is slowly filling up. There we go. So you don't know what this clock does, but the clock has an extra little tick on it. Well done. Based on what you did here. And
Friendship.
and Conric is thoroughly impressed with you. He really did not expect you to survive the beating from his boys. And he says, you know, maybe working with you guys might not be the worst. Maybe you're not complete pushovers. And he'll invite you out for drinks. After.
Oh, let's go.
After your, which is where Morgan will wake up. You'll wake up in a bar, actually, tonight.
Hell yeah.
With drinks in front of you. And a steak, like a cold steak, just on your eye. It's a fish steak, sorry. So it's a little fish smelling.
Am I allowed to wake up?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay.
I feel like we're all like at a table at the bar, and you're just kind of like face down, and there's a beer next to you, and then when you like rouse yourself up, we're all like, "Hey, he's up!"
I kind of like blindly grab for the beer and I take a sip. Sorry.
The guy who knocked you out is there, and he's like, oh, they gave him the piss. Here, have this. And he slides like an actual handle of really nice looking alcohol to you.
I don't drink. Sorry.
Oh.
You
Morgan
can always
doesn't
start
drink?
No, Morgan doesn't drink. He's staunchly opposed to it.
Oh, fair enough.
No wonder him and Louis were friends.
Oh God, that's so you and Louis were never gonna get along.
Yeah, no, that was one of Morgan's issues with Louis.
Damn. If you only knew.
I will take a cigarette if anyone has one, but I don't think you do.
Meanwhile, Greaser, achoo! Feel like someone's talking about me.
Or socks.
I pull out like my armor. I'm like, oh, okay, nothing's broken. We're good. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, you do have a delicious fish steak in front of you. It's like, imagine like sushi, like sashimi, but like the size of a steak.
No, I'll eat that.
Enjoy your meal, friend.
I won't take
It
the
was
beer.
cold,
You know?
so that would
Is anybody
that
eating
would
this
be
fish?
raw.
Yeah, it is a raw fish of some type.
You know what? If it ain't gonna kill me, it's gonna make me stronger.
Y'all are wined and dined by the boys who fraternized with you and added a tick in this little clock. That's
Fantastic.
the extent of what this event had in the book anyway.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna move you guys over to the other side here, and I got 2 more downtime actions. What are we doing?
Well, a big chunk of these guys' technology and economy is based around like salvaging old mechs for tech, and salvaging is a thing I do really well. So I'm gonna see if I can find out one of those salvage teams and give them a hand.
Ooh, that's a pretty good. Hook here. Roll me a d20.
Is this a scrounge and barter check?
Nope.
Does I get accurate?
Just a d20.
Damn. Cool.
A 7, huh?
That's a lucky number.
As you are exploring the colony, the hive home, you see technicians repairing cavern lamps, causing them to flicker like miniature suns. Interesting. and asking around, or maybe asking your handlers, they'll tell you there's this hardware enthusiast that you might be interested in. His name is Tallgrass. Maybe.
Okay. I guess I'll ask where I can find him.
Interestingly, they don't know. They have no idea. I need you to roll to try and find him. This one's interesting. This one's very interesting. In fact, this one might be bad, I just realized.
I have faith in Mako.
The dice do not.
Yikes.
On a 5. What sort of pilot gear does everybody have? I need to ask. This is relevant. Specifically, does anybody have a direct link to their mech?
Does a Omnihook count?
It would.
I got mag clamps and stims.
Nope.
I've got
don't believe I
a
am-
subjectivity enhancement suite, an info skin, and Prosocolor, so maybe the subjectivity suite would do it.
Let me look at pilot gear.
Oh, I forgot. I also got a breach cutter.
Allows you to hack without info. You have synth skin or info skin?
Info skin. Oh, that's just
That's just cosmetic.
altering.
And what was the last one?
The Prosocolor, which
Oh,
is
right.
again just cosmetic.
Yeah, I'll give it to you with the subjectivity enhancement suite. The car alarm for your mech is currently going off.
Oh.
Yup. It's-
Which one? Just
Fucking warned you.
both
Take
of us?
it back to the barracks.
Sure. Romeo, get somewhere quick. Romeo, get somewhere quickly, please.
Oh, for fuck's
The
sake.
dice are just hating you.
Nobody has an NHP that'll just like Titanfall punch whoever's trying to get in, do they?
I need to.
Do they? That'd be. We all said we weren't gonna bring NHPs, guys, right? Whew. Good thing no one brought NHPs in our.
That's actually very fitting, but also not fitting at all. Yep. So you make it back to the barracks, and there's a Huck Ranger, who is currently climbing up the side of Lyubomir's mech, the Lich, which I feel like that's a really poor choice, but that's the one he chose. So he that's the one he chose. He kind of like gets shocked as the alarms start going off on your mechs and stuff like that, and tries to duck and hide as other Huck Rangers turn the corner and turn guns on him, which is about when you arrive. He's got his hands up and he's just like, I just wanted to take one for a joyride. I've never seen these before. All we have is the salvage stuff. This could have been so cool. What if it goes fast? It could have gone so fast. That would have been great.
Granted, the Lich does go fast.
I think the Lich is one of the fastest mechs we have.
Is it?
It's I think the Lich.
You chose poorly. Louis went fast. Oh no! Louis!
Gotta go fast. Gotta
He
go
went fast. All right.
Tries to climb Genghis, gets 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah,
So you're just watching this happen?
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with people drawing their guns on a guy who tried to hijack our mechs.
Sure.
I'm gonna watch this play.
As he's escorted away, he's like, "No, I don't want to go again to jail. Look, this is like my 3rd time. Look." again. He's like, I'm tired of eating their dusty old crab. Why do I gotta keep eating crab? It shouldn't be a crime to take somebody's car for a joyride. Well, I guess it's a mech, but it shouldn't be a crime. And he sees you and he's like, wait, you own that one, right? You don't own the lich, but he's gonna point. He's like, you're one of them. You own it, right? But I want to go for a ride. I won't touch anything. I just want to go fast. If you do, maybe I can help you. We meant to do this. She told me she'd help me. She told me I could do this, right? You did say that, right? And the guards turn to you, and they're like, Did you say any of that?
I have never seen this guy before in my life.
This poor man.
This man chose
He's gonna throw
poorly.
the character sheet out.
I have a feeling that half of the group would have been like, "Yeah, he's my new friend," and like talked about this. Nah, he got Mako. And that shit wasn't gonna fly.
So
Jerry.
the Huck Rangers apologize to you and promptly hit him with the taser. He's just laying there screaming, just like, ah! And the other guy looking down at him is like, that was supposed to knock him out. That's weird. Why didn't that work? And he's like, I'm so used to getting shocked by mechs that aren't mine. Immediately the second taser comes in. He's just like,
Get some elephant trank on this man.
he's just
I'm gonna
thrashing on the
see
floor.
I'm gonna offer to see if I can like adjust one of the tasers so that it ups the voltage just in case. You know, 'cause he's obviously developed a resistance.
Sure, go ahead and roll a hacker fix.
And nobody's played Siphon Filter, have they?
Yep,
Oh,
I have played that game. I have played that game.
I played it way, but oh my god!
All
There we
right.
go.
Dude,
Well-
that's the one we needed.
But
Uh,
he's fucking dead.
Let's go.
After
If you
you,
long enough in Siphon Filter, they catch fire.
yep. After you adjust the taser for the police, the guy begins to start smoking lightly, like smoke rising up from his body, and he stops struggling, he stops thrashing, and they're just like, oh, that did the trick, thanks. We'll have to see if you can
Anytime.
adjust all of our tasers that way. I'd love to have this. This sounds great.
I can try.
They will take you to the police precinct and ask you to take a look at the rest of their tasers. And with that, I gotta add another thing to the thing. So give me a second.
Police brutality upgraded by +1.
There you go. We got another one now.
Stop resisting.
And
Oh, this is difficult.
notably, Mako now has good relations with the local police. So if you wanna write that down, that may come up in the future. I don't know if it will or not.
Jesus.
Oh, are
I hope the
are
police
the
kill a guy and
entertainment
I'm not
systems they're using like compatible with our ones? Can they, like play our DVDs and shit.
They are hundreds of years old. You could maybe jury rig it, but it is unlikely.
Ah, can't induct them into the cult of Mako then.
Yet.
Yet.
Can't induct them yet.
In the meanwhile, Elena, you sense a disturbance in the force. What are you up to for your downtime action?
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is, she probably left her Omnihook in her bunk.
I want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. This is the NPC that was there.
Oh, did he have a...
It's just that. It's exactly where I'm at.
What?
Hey,
Sorry?
you shouldn't have tried to steal.
Oh,
Here, I'll post it
Really
in the.
talk to this NPC. Oh no. Oh no.
You would download a Mac.
No, as soon as I saw who was involved with this, I was like, oh, this is not gonna go well for him.
Yeah, no, like, look at the fucking group that could have been there. Greaser would have made friends immediately, like, I like your moxie, kid. Don't do that shit again, but we'll have a conversation, me and you. And then like I don't know about anybody else. Maybe Ramon would be like, bygones be bygones, and like maybe make a friend.
No,
But
Ramon probably
Mako-
would have been like, Louis used to love going fast. Yeah, let's
then cry.
Aw.
If he took my mech, no one would have found him.
So what was Alina doing? I'm sorry.
It's I'm thinking the market would be one of the good places for this, but what's the park looking like? Is it like a populated spot where a lot of people gather?
Yep.
Because I want my downtime action to be get focused, and she's basically trying to immerse herself in the culture of this place.
Ooh, I actually have one for you
Trying-
specifically. There is.
Yeah, so yep.
So now I have to read this one. Yep. Here we go. Egregorians have a penchant for taking names in union common attached to emotions, ideals, and aspects of their identity. They can alter. So their names tend to be like emotions. That's why that one dude's name is Endeavor, or ideals or aspects of their identity. They don't name themselves like John. They name themselves. They name themselves like anger or love or whatever fits them. So they can alter their sex depending on environmental conditions, and thus often find themselves puzzled by concepts such as rigid gender identity and roles. They tend to default to gender-neutral pronouns, typically they, them, speak of themselves as individuals, and form close filial analogous bonds with other Egregorians. There's typically no more than 8 to 10 in an Egregorian's primary association. Modern Egregorians have been brought up with humanity's anthropocentric view of nature, personhood, and species, and they have adopted much of the dominant human culture. If we think of Hercynian human culture as a robe, if we were to think of Hercynian human culture as a robe that the Egregorians have clothed themselves in so as not to be naked, then it should be noted that the robe is tattered and thin in places. Despite the best efforts of the Egregorians to fit themselves into the human paradigm, there are still places where the underlying Egregorian aspect emerges. Witness is one such thin spot. All Egregorians remain connected to Endeavor in a way that they describe as greatly comforting. They carry within themselves the ability to share a subjectivity that is at once apart from them, carried within Endeavor, for a lack of a better word, and at the same time, inseparable from them. There is no distinction between the species' memory and their own. This can only change if that connection is severed, rendering the individual isolated, atomized, alienated, and alone. Witness is not didactic. It is paradigmatic. Fucking $40 words all day long. I don't know what that word means. Egregorians do not only receive, they contribute as well. Increasingly, some humans display the ability to interact with Witness. Most humans are able to sense, suss out, or otherwise register the presence of something uncanny to the human experience. Those with this capability can be thought of registering Witness in the background, but don't have any way to interact with it. A few rare human interaction with Witness is the ability to actively engage with it. A far rarer human interaction, rather than just passively recognizing it at work. Some especially empathic individuals find among the Egregorians is a symbiotic partner, someone who is to them as Endeavor is for the Egregorians. These empaths, both the human and the Egregorian, form deep bonds of culture and subjectivity that are often viewed as a kind of solidarity. Once they are coached in the methods of accessing Witness and protecting their own subjectivity, these especially empathic humans can participate in Witness no differently than an Egregorian. Indeed, if other Egregorians, those with whom they are not bonded, do not view them as interlopers or invaders, instead, they are treated as late arrivals. The common view is the barriers between species, and broadly those between people and nature, are only constructs. Witness is made to share. Humans with the ability to do so, do so.
Do you want to hear how I try to talk with people here? Yeah, basically, so...
Because I feel like,
Alina...
considering your character build, your narrative, and your background and all that, I feel like you would probably be sensing, if not starting to interact with Witness.
Yeah, I say that she sits next to one of the fountains, or where the water falls, right? Is that
Mm-hmm. Sure.
that's the park, right? And she
That is
just
actually the rainfall fields. A concentrated field of rainfall
oh
basins in the carousel roll and a popular park. During Soloterra's winter, the channels and crevices that connect Hive Home's ceiling to the surface of the world feed the rainfall fields with a steady torrent of water, shutting down a significant section of the park, but putting on quite the show, keeping the city supplied with clean, rock-filtered water besides. It is not currently closed off, but it still sprinkles constantly over here.
yeah, she basically in a populated area just sits, watches, and just starts singing one of her songs, which she feels applies to this place the most. And it's a bit of an upbeat one that just tries to tug at your heartstrings with emotions and stuff like that. And she would, if anybody joins in, she would start singing and dancing with them.
Um, I feel like the person that you would probably meet is Winter, an old and rather decrepit egregorian war form, the size of a draft horse. Uh, they run a mobile tea stand from the back of their carapace. They actually have, like, kind of how, like, humans push a cart. On his back, he's got everything he needs to make tea for people. Yep. And as he approaches, he's initially a terrifying sight. Lumbering down the street, he moves with a calming gentleness. Or they move with a calming gentleness. They're arthritic and poor of memory, having been preserved since the crisis. And their connection to witness is rather spotty. As they approach, they, in your mind, actually, they do not speak necessarily, so much as you can feel the emotions of curiosity and desire and thirst kind of show up in your heart, if that makes sense at all. And what is happening is you're being asked that, but not from Lubomir. From here. Let me drop that and open this and change this to that, as well as open this and change that to that. That is done. That is done. Wonderful! I fixed it.
Nice. She actually pauses for a second. Looks at him. She doesn't
them.
know the concept yet, but yeah. And thinks for a moment. Should I speak or do I just think it? And she tries, like she says yes, and then a few seconds later starts thinking yes.
It's more a situation where, and this is not what Winter is saying, this is just for your understanding. It's more a situation of, as you feel things, you can allow them to be expressed beyond yourself. And so even the feeling of desire for, a drink or something like that, you can feel that, like, in your stomach and then in your brain and in your feelings, and then you can send that feeling out. And so in doing that, Winter would understand and wordlessly prepare you some of the local tea that they provide to the park here.
in my feelings. What the? Anyway, um, Alina would, yeah, she would pause and curiously wait for this tea that is being made for her and accept it. But, oh gee, I don't know how to proceed here.
He will give you what you assume is kind of like an egregorian smile, in that he kind of puffs his chest out and holds his mantle up a little bit, looking very proud of his work and waiting for you to take a drink. But otherwise does not speak at all.
She will drink.
Roll me
Does
a
the book
d20.
say what it tastes like? Oh, okay. Don't fail me now, dice.
Interestingly, so that was high enough for you to understand that what seems to have happened is somehow Winter was able to kind of suss out different things throughout your memory, throughout your childhood, throughout like the experiences you've had. Not like concrete details, but just kind of like a vague understanding of what you've been going through and what would make you happiest in this moment. And the drink that you're having, it reminds you of like the most peaceful time in your childhood that you can remember, and just has like this overwhelmingly calming effect. Should you wish, this event, fittingly, gives you access to the empath talent, should you wish, on respec or level up. You are now able to take that, although we've always been able to take that. That is what mechanically is supposed to happen here. And as you finish your cup, before you can look up, Winter is already trotting off to find the next person that needs their services.
Yeah, I'll just say that midway through the tea, tears are dropping, and as she looks at Winter starting to trot away, with her limited understanding of how egregorian communication works, she'll just try to think thanks and feel it, and yeah, that's the best she can do.
So once again, interestingly, even just feeling the like calm and happiness, had you expressed that, or maybe you are, because I imagine it's a pretty overwhelmingly strong emotion. By pleasing others, by being nice to other people, egregorians get to feel it themselves because it's shared experiences, shared emotions. So even without thank you, Winter would have been able to feel that some sort of weight off your shoulders has been lifted. And in doing that, some sort of weight off of their own shoulders has been lifted because they got to share that experience. So egregorians, very like, do good to others and you will feel good too, because literally do good to others and you will feel good too. It's very, what is the word I'm looking for? Almost like communist emotion.
Cathartic.
Communist emotions.
Very hippie, better tasem.
Sympathy.
Empathy.
Empathy.
So my brain
Oh, no.
immediately is like, when agregorians and a non-agregorian have something terrible happen, they both say our trauma.
Sin.
Yep.
Like an empath.
Yeah, like an empath.
I'm very curious how they interact with someone that's on the freeze stim.
Why?
Their emotions are super
That would be
suppressed.
very scary, probably.
Yeah, that'd probably
It's
be
like-
frightening for them.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh god, you are nothing. There is nothing from you. Oh my god, that's terrifying.
It's
You're
like,
a
Well,
void.
I'm fresh out of freeze stims, but I was shooting them just before we.
imagine being blind and deaf and also unable to touch anything all at once. That's probably what that feels like.
What's interesting? Fucking, I still have all of my fucking stims.
Is that a
No,
good
I'm
thing?
I mean, I haven't had a need to do the one stim that I want. So,
And
Everyone thought that was like a cute little interaction there, but this is actually what the bug wanted.
what?
I posted it on the net. Just
silly
Hopper.
bug.
Does that remind anyone else of Ender's Game and the bugs that they have in that
Yeah. Now that
Yep.
you
movie? I read
mention
that
it,
book.
It's the Formix.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was the point. Maybe they're trying to like
emulate
invoke.
that.
Yeah, and like invoke it, emulate it. I could vibe with it.
Where they communicated through dreams. Yeah, I fucking loved that movie.
What were you trying to
I
learn
heard
or
the book is
improve, by
even
the way?
better.
Because you do get a trigger for that.
I was thinking just either communication like etiquette with the culture in the Hercynian locals, or anything.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely learned a lot about egregorians and how to communicate with them. Don't torture the cute empaths. They are very cute. They're little moth people. Actually, they're big moth people. They're horse-sized moth
I'm
people.
down for no torturing these buggos, and I'm not a very bug centric person. Bugs spooked me, but I like these buggos.
They're pretty cute. But go ahead and notate
So-
on your notes
Mhm.
for your character that you did get the
Right.
get focused action for that.
You would have died on my drive the other day because I had my window down and a cricket like rocket launched itself through my window and hit me in the face while I was driving.
The car would be totaled. I would have done 20 flips while still screaming.
I went on a run for some exercise there like a month or two ago, and as I was running, a grasshopper just turned itself into a ballistic missile and hit me in the face. Left a
know.
mark. It
They're
actually left
out
like
for
a mark on my
blood.
So I also have a story like this. Josh, Salty Josh on the server, was once driving in his hometown Kingsville, and it's he doesn't live there anymore, but it's very rural there, and there was a lot of insects in the summer after they had all procreated in the spring, and I recall I recall being in the passenger seat while he was driving, and he just suddenly, like, his head whips backwards like he'd been hit by a rock, and I was so confused because he had to pull over, and he just had this huge welt on his forehead, like on his eyebrow, and he ended up getting a black eye from a beetle that decided, like, perfectly to fly through the open window and collide itself with his eyebrow ridge. And, like, 2 days later, he's just got this big black eye. He'd asked me to drive after that. And he was just like, man, I'm dizzy. That one hit me like, I feel like I got punched by Mike Tyson. It was so fucking good. I was just laughing. I was just laughing because, like, the absurdity of it, first of all. And secondly, like, at the time, my brain was just like, you're lying, you're hamming it up, there's no fucking way a bug just knocked you out. But yeah, we were going about 80 miles an hour, and a thick, fat, chunky beetle just jettisoned its carapace straight into his eyebrow, and yeah, it got him.
No joke, guys. I've seen those. They hurt.
Horseflies suck. I was at Boy Scout camp once, and I was walking down this path, and I saw it come, but I was like, I didn't know what it was, and it came and it dinged me right in the forehead. and then later, I was like, ow, that hurt so bad, ow! And then later, when we walked down the same path, I saw the same fucker come for me. He got me, and I slapped him again. And I was like, you little shit! Again,
So-
the same spot. Fuck you.
The amount that this has happened to all separate people is phenomenal.
So, Finn,
Yep.
Finn, What I'm hearing is while driving, Salty Josh got to play unintentional punch buggy.
Kind of, yeah.
Because Beetle.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, we got it, Kite.
It was a 4, Kite. You reduced it to a 2. Alright, so what you saw, just for sake of it, is Egregorians are hexapedal, 6-legged, carbon-based, hard-shelled arthropods that are a little closer to crustaceans than insects, standing on average 1.5 meters tall at the withers. What the fuck is a withers? The highest part of a horse's back. Okay.
What the fuck?
Yup. What a weird ass word. What a weird ass word.
Someone fucking take Tom's thesaurus away. Jesus Christ.
They are covered by chitinous plating. I'm sorry, chitinous. That's pronounced chitinous. And a leathery epidermis that comprise their integumentary system and have vestigial scaled wings like a moth or butterfly. The integument. It's just skin. The integumentary system is just the skin system.
It's a medical word. It's a medical term for skin.
This person literally just was like, let me open the thesaurus and find out a fancy way to say skin. Integumentary system. Cool. These wings are often pulled back, decorated, or draped in the same way that a human would drape clothing. So they do have wings, but they don't make them fly. They are just used for decoration. Egregorian forelimbs are flexible and relatively strong despite their size. They have fine motor control, are quite dexterous, and can wield human weapons and tools with minimal discomfort. Most Egregorians also have a thick ruff, or mane, of feathery, exceptionally fine hair and antennae surrounding their neck and shoulders. Egregorians' ruffs are highly expressive, functioning much like a cat's whiskers. One of the most notable features of the Egregorians is their head plates, old-growth calcified chitin that grew in patterns, ridges, horns, and crowns. They are as unique as human fingerprints and serve a secondary purpose. Anyone attuned to witness can touch the plates and read it, receiving information, experiences, and history from its owner. The markings on an Egregorian's cranial plate carry mimetic patterns associated with their overmind. This iterative building of mimetics, including those grown over the course of life and those the overmind impresses upon them at birth, combine to create what amounts to an Egregorian's name. Given names derive from mimetic patterns that form naturally on cranial plates, while surnames come from the patterns granted by the overmind. Morphologically, really, Egregorians vary based on their lifestyle and activities, growing over their early life before eventually settling into a distinct form. An Egregorian that performs a lot of manual labor early in their life example will be stronger, with a wider head plate that allows them to carry more materials. An Egregorian that undertakes a lot of fine motor work will have a more flexible chitin and better eyesight. The variance exhibited across the hive home's diverse Egregorian population is much less than it once was, seemingly limited to differences in chitin and dermal coloration, iridescence, height, and feathering. Some Egregorian rangers appear to have developed a preference toward thicker plating over vital areas, more pronounced ridges and horns, and dull colorations that help them blend into the environment. Others in artisan professions seem to be of a lighter build, with more developed secondary manipulators for fine work. A few Egregorians, especially those revived from pre-crisis stasis, manifest rare moltings. Egregorian warrior morphs, such as Terror, are nightmares in Carapace, about the size of a draft horse, such as Winter. Thorned and armored like battle tanks, with head plates grown out into fierce horns. They are rare sights in Hive Home, and most are elderly and involved in tasks other than fighting, like making tea. Rarer still are exomorphs, Egregorians capable of spaceborne flight, warriors of the Old War. There are no exomorphs in Hive Home or any of the cities of the Huck. It is assumed that they are extinct and long dead. Many Egregorians mark and decorate their chitin as part of their daily sartorial choices. Of relating to tailoring, clothes, or style of dress. So fashion, okay. Many Gregorians mark and decorate their chitin as part of their daily fashion choices. I don't know why we had to say sartorial here. Some inlay chips of old treated
Alright, I
chitin
got
from...
you. I'm saving all of them.
Some inlaid
File
chips
them.
of old treated chitin from previous Ecdices. What the fuck is this word? ECDYSIS. From previous moltings. They could have just said moltings. Ecdysis. Ecdysis is the molting of the cuticle in many invertebrates, specifically insects and crustaceans. This does not apply to things like birds and snakes. So that's
Also
why.
known as
It's
molting.
specifically molting for insects and crustaceans. Ecdyses. Thanks, I needed to learn that word. I'm gonna forget it forever now. Some inlaid chips of old treated chitin from previous moltings, creating unique mosaic patches, patterns, or images. Others decorate their chitin or head plates with superficial scarring, stippling, or tattooing. Finally, many wear cords and knots, wrap strands of dyed worm silk, indicating the city-state to which they have pledged loyalty, with specific colors and knots denoting the city and district which they claim affinity. Okay. That's it. That's all you needed to know involving Winter, the dude that you saw. Yep.
Agregorians, they're cool as shit and super fluffy.
They're very
There you
cute. I actually like them a lot. I'm glad you guys chose this path just because we get to meet the buggos.
Yeah, the buggos have made this path very very better. I'm not much of a machine guy personally. I'm a big guy like nature over machines. So like
I feel like the
buggos-
other path would have been the more boring one.
Returning to
Certainly would have
everything.
I feel
had
like
less
it
Send us on
anyway.
another. Yeah, they just send us on another shoot up.
Yeah, 3 of us could have been dead by now.
There's still time.
True.
There's still time. That's true.
Time.
We've been slowly building up. I can only assume that wheel means rapport, but we'll see.
I don't know nothing. I love
guns.
I feel like we all convene towards the end of the night just to like talk, and me and
Well.
me and Will are walking in with guns. It's like, hey, we went to church.
Morgan and
Plus
Ramon
2 holy
walk
damage.
in, and Morgan's got a black eye.
Yeah, one of us walks in, the other one's kind of hobbling in.
Yeah, they went to Fight
Did
Club.
Winter leave me the teacup, and or was it just a disposable something cup?
I don't know. So I'm gonna say,
Part of his
Styrofoam.
molting.
yep, I'm gonna say it was part of his molting. Why not? That sounds cute.
Oh,
Breakers,
What do you mean his Ecdices?
I'm drinking out of skin.
Chitin. Chitin.
Chitin.
wouldn't be the
Well, I
first
have
time.
a chitin teacup now. Yeah,
Striker's
Elena's just
gonna-
smiling when she gets back.
Striker's gonna come back to the group, and he's just got like a big box of like new rations and food items for the crew, and just kind of points over to the corner with the new useless upgrade he has. It's burn resistance. Anyone that wants it, feel free to take it.
Honestly,
That
I
doesn't sound
might-
too bad for Greaser or myself.
I feel like the melee mechs might want that motherfucker. Because being
want-
set on
Not for
fire
the enemies,
sucks.
then for the AoE coming from this guy over here.
Yeah.
You wanna coin flip for it, Greaser?
Well,
There's two of them.
Two of them.
Oh, there's two of them. Perfect.
But there are 3 melee mechs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Me, you, and I assume Ramon is a melee mech. His
Oh.
his shenanigans are melee.
Are you assuming?
knows?
Are you assuming Ramon's engagement
they
right
are.
now?
I honestly,
Yeah.
I
Are
could
you assuming
assume
Ramon's
that maybe
position
you're
in a
mad,
fight?
but also you seem like such a lovely dude that I imagine you could also make a very good support.
Who knows? I could be
Who
anything.
knows?
I could even be
Wouldn't the
Baylor.
MSMC people know?
You want to be a speed racer? You can be
So
a
at
speed
some
yes, you
point-
guys would know,
Oh, go
but I
ahead.
want to hide it because it's funny.
Yep.
Will wouldn't know.
I mean, if there's no one else contesting, I think me and Greaser take those upgrades.
Yep. I don't know what I'm gonna take off of my mech. Probably paint job, because paint job has never fucking worked.
Has not.
Well, now
This
that you're
never
taking
worked.
it off, it never will work.
Yeah, it could have been the next time, you know? Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Every gambler
Bro.
loses right before they hit it big.
Yeah.
Look, my
Bro.
options are armament redundancy, custom paint job, or personalizations.
I'll also have to take paint job off because I use everything else.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel
for,
like
for anyone who takes off paint job, we should still roll for it just to
just in
taunt
case.
you.
Find out. And we're gonna
Oh,
start hitting it
I
all
like
the time
that. I like
I
that.
like it as well. Your eyes
You
flat.
could have
in the
won.
alternate universe, it would have worked.
Yep. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset. And that one's still fucking green.
now. None of the exotic era stuff that I would want that we have access to at this time.
So at some point you
Mako
are
is-
go ahead.
was
So
gonna say-
Mako is happier than you guys have seen her in weeks. She's just chuckling to herself, but she will not tell you why.
So let's
Nalina's
check the
coming
body
more
cam footage.
often.
I got to help police shock a dude.
So like it's a like do you walk in like genuinely smiling? And like,
Oh yeah, grinning with like a little bounce in my step.
Got
Greaser-
some steam out.
I'm imagining Greaser has found a chair, or has asked for a chair and is just sitting in a chair and is like, "Hey, look who's smiling again! Look at that! You must have had a good day. I'm happy for you. Give you a
Yeah.
thumbs up."
Maybe this place ain't so bad.
Hey, there's a new episode of Cops.
Holy shit, we're off.
Cops starring Mako, or featuring Mako.
Bad
Special
girl,
edition
bad
episode.
girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when she comes for you?
I'm not even doing anything. I'm just doing ride along so I can see the tasers in action.
You're just eating popcorn.
Did we get a full repair at some point? Because
Nope.
my mech's looking pretty rough.
No, we have not gotten a full repair.
No full repair has been given.
Okay.
The cops are putting him in handcuffs, and Mako just goes, "Yeah, he's resisting," and they just tase him again.
So,
Can I
so
try
do you
and
think
take
it-
this?
I just imagine she's like batting her eyes and like pushing her cleavage forward, and it's just like he's still resisting.
Watch out, he's got a gun.
Oh
throws knife on the ground in front of him. He's got a weapon.
I was thinking the same thing, JJ.
God damn it. Are we the bad guys?
no! You've been asking this for a while. I think you might
This
be.
has already been established.
Are we the police state?
Most of them, actually, wait, let me see.
I am a good guy.
So
thank you
moving
very
forward,
much.
unique
There's only 3 of
amongst
us that are bad breaks.
unique amongst the Egregorians is Endeavor. You are a couple days later summoned to meet Endeavor. Endeavor is an overmind, a polarity mind around which all Egregorians orient their own individual subjectivities. Although individual Egregorians are still, as far as anyone can tell, their own persons. The Overmind appears to act as a vessel for storing ancestral memories and experiences, both good and bad, and a central processing subjectivity capable of translating and distributing those undefinable units among those Egregorians that are attuned to them. At present, all known living Egregorians are attuned to Endeavor. It is not beyond reason to assume there could be other Overminds. Indeed, recovered Egregorian artifacts on display in Hive Home Marble Arcade indicate that in the past this was the case. Some humans question whether Endeavor recognizes themselves as an individual. In their mind is a repository and broadcast platform for witness, home to, as they say, both past and present, orienting a self from the collection of memory and experience of a species can be difficult for a human to comprehend, if not impossible, but to hear Endeavor tell it, they are alive at many moments in time, some imagined, many dreamed, and all essentially real. Endeavor might be their own person, or they might be the physical avatar of Witness. They do not bother with the question. If you cut them, they too will feel pain. If you kiss them, they will too feel your lips. Is that not enough? The Egregorian population is small compared to the human one, but it is growing throughout a combination of procreation and restoration. Egg-producing Egregorians are a minority, but prolific. Additionally, a small but wow, they have a fucking kinky brood moms. Additionally, a small but not insignificant proportion of the population growth has come about thanks to the discovery of caches of static Egregorians seated in their chrysalis form during the crisis for later birthing. Oh, I just understood that sentence. Work continues at all hours to identify and return static Egregorians from deep and secret pockets in the Hercynian earth. The old Overminds hid hundreds of thousands of these Egregorians away to ensure the species could survive what they recognized to be a doomed fight. So, as you meet Endeavor, the chief mind, the prime subjective presence across the Egregorian gestalt, they were the first Egregorian to emerge following the crisis, though whether that was because they were an Overmind or because whatever event made them into an Overmind, nobody knows. They are smaller than you thought they would be, though larger still than most of the Egregorians you've seen so far. They are a figure of outstanding gravity. The room seems to bend around their presence. The quiet hush of work from their many attendants, officers, and advisors radiates from a ring around their center plinth. That's another one of those goddamn words. Endeavor's integument. We're gonna, integument.
Yeah,
Tough outer layers.
Bruh.
Stop.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
the stores. Banned.
Endeavor's skin is stippled with mosaic chips of iridescent chitin, artifacts that indicate their age, charting their many moltings. They wanted to use ecdysis again. Their eyes glimmer with the same deep opalescence as their fellow Egregorians, and even seated with legs tucked, they exude an air of grace, of form in perfect control. Their feathery crown lies flat, but what would be grand should they raise it, and they are dressed in the same cut of fine sashes and robes that you've seen worn by other Egregorians, other civilian Egregorians. Endeavor unfolds their limbs and stands as soon as they see you, waving away their advisors as they move down from their plinth. Slow, steady, unhurried. There is something terrible in their movement, the dark emerald of their form, the quiet click of their tarsals, that is toes. Tarsals is toes, I know that word, on the smooth stone floor. An awesome beauty, a reminder, a promise. Hello, they say. I have been curious about you since you arrived to this world. So let me ask you plain, what end do you seek?
Wait, the Endeavor is speaking?
Yes! You were taken to meet Endeavor, and they are speaking in English. Well, common, Union Common.
Somebody else should take this question.
I'll say, is it to all of us?
Yep, asking the group. Remember I told you were taken a couple days later, you were taken to a meeting with Endeavor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he specifically asked, what do we hope to end? Like, what is the end? Like, I was going to say something to specifically counterpoint what he said, because I thought it would make a lot of sense. What is the end of what, like, fuck. To end
What
the
is the end
hostilities.
that you see?
That's it. Thank you. I'm like, I'm going to butcher this so hard, and I'm going to be like, to end the hostilities, to find peace, to help both of us, Evergreen and y'all. Y'all, fucking Southern.
I've been rubbing off on you, sorry.
No, I live in the South. I say y'all a lot. I just...
Will. Will to Riker.
That's fair.
Alina doesn't say anything, but she tries to feel warmth cooperation, solidarity against a common enemy.
Interestingly, you can kind of feel coming from Endeavor, what is the word that I would use for this? That they're kind of keeping their emotions at arm's length away from you guys, despite understanding and accepting what you have expressed. They're not cagey, but definitely giving themselves a wide berth, emotionally, from interacting with you guys. And as you tell them that that you're looking to help, wow, that quick. Fair enough. They think for a moment and they say, many have come to this world seeking to help us. It just kind of stares silently for a moment. And specifically Elena, you can almost feel like not your mind, it's not like mind reading, but kind of like soul reading almost. You're being kind of inspected.
It can see your aura.
In this silence as it stares at you. So it says, many have come to this world seeking to help us, and then there's this long silence before it says, I hope you know what that means. Then they motion towards the door and say, thank you for speaking with me. I find you interesting. And they go back to their work. That was it! That's why I said, wow, that quick!
Well, I guess we wait on a decision then. I'll just be. I imagine we're kind of like, okay.
Yeah, we're like
walking out the
turning to
door.
walk. Yep.
Yup, Endeavor's
Elena
weird.
would just go. Elena would just go to the group. I think that went well.
I mean,
Despite not saying anything this entire time to you guys, you
Wasn't
guys
that-
have no idea what happened. She just
That
goes,
was
"I
one
think that went well."
exchange. What?
I mean,
You know what? We could talk about this back at the bunks, but jeez.
No wonder there's been a war going on for so long.
to
Damn.
be fair, we walked in, said less than 10 words, and didn't immediately get like thrown out, killed, shot, and he likes us apparently. They like us apparently. Call it a win, and we see where we go from there.
I mean, in terms of our diplomatic efforts historically, that's a pretty good win for us.
Wait,
We're a massive slam dunk. We're positive for once.
I'm upset that I
about-
have more fucking reading to do. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, because Greaser's not been with this group long enough. Though I guess Mirror Smoke's track record ain't great sometimes. I mean, like, is the track record that bad? I thought we were at least positive in some regards.
MSMC, we're a mixed bag.
It's
I don't know
bit of
if
a
the
mix.
MSMC has extensive experience with the culture like the Gregorians. We didn't
No one
even
has
know
any
that they were
experience with a
real
culture
until
like
now.
the Gregorians, because we wiped them out.
Yeah.
I was there for
Shit,
that.
our ancestors did.
I was there for
I'm
that.
sorry, what? Elena turns to Lubomir. This is the first time I'm meeting this guy too.
Oh,
Oh yeah. You weren't here for the last 2 sessions.
I'm sorry. What do you mean you were here for that?
Oh right,
He's a
I
time
gotta do the
zombie.
whole introduction again. The name's Lubomir. Lubomir Bever, that was the last name. Prophet of Simone.
And I'm Elena Becken. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
Okay, and you joined the team sometime. Okay. As
Probably
long
about
as
2
you're here
weeks
to
ago.
help, I suppose.
When he starts talking, Will is visibly gripping the cat tighter.
the cat's gonna actually start to like wiggle as you like grip them harder. It's like, hang on,
it's not
wait.
like it's not like squishing, but it's like
It's not a death grip.
This guy.
The cat does wiggle a bit more. It's like, hey.
Harder
less squishing.
So we are gonna have to slightly narrative hand wave this, and that you would have had like a week at this point of knowing this guy. Lubomir was remember when the machine horde? Oh no, you weren't there for that mission.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, you were there for that mission. The one where Chaos died.
Oh, yeah, the one where the machine started coming out of the ground. Yeah, that was the last one I was.
Yep.
Till
One
now.
of that same episode, except at the start of the next episode, one of the machines that came out of the floor, actually had Union signal on it and did not seem hostile, and there was a pilot inside, in a lich, because space-time shenanigans. That was Lubomir.
He believes he's in the Genghis.
He believes he's in a Genghis,
Okay.
which was the only mech that we had back then.
Mr.
It was
Smile,
style
a
at the
little
time.
off-starting, but you know what? He seems alright. He's pretty good in
So,
combat.
out of character, I do have to ask you, because Horus mechs, the images that CompCon gives you, they're not exactly what the mechs are supposed to look like. They could look like anything.
It's basically
Does
a
your
crushed
Lich
Genghis model.
actually looks like? Oh, okay, so it's a crushed Genghis.
We
Okay,
put the
alright.
Genghis into a fucking compactor. Instead of cubing it, it just elongated and stretched it out. And it's all
Basically.
skeletal. It's like the skeletal form of a Genghis.
So it
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think-
scrap metal that's floating.
Yes, I think the rough age estimate was somewhere between 500 and 700 years that he's been buried planetside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Elena, in character. I have a question for you. How does your mech even function right now?
As you will of Simone!
Hopes and dreams.
She didn't expect any other answer, and understandable. Have a nice day.
Hey, hang on. That's trademarked. Thank you. That is $2 you owe me.
$2.
Okay. Here's union credits. Here's 2 union credits. There you go.
That's me, the player.
Yeah, you get 2 union credits. There you go.
I can't do anything with this. I'm rich. I'm a Lancer pilot. I can get whatever I want.
Well, why ask for $2 if you?
Loaded.
What?
Yeah.
It's the principle of the matter.
Then why are you upset that you just got the $2?
Because I. Shut up, God.
He sucks. Your dad is having an.
Because they put some stank on it when they handed it over. We don't like the stank
Sucks.
here.
Sucks.
Your dad is arguing with God.
Your dad hasn't mentally left the church. He's speaking Latin right now.
In nomine Patre, Spiritus Sancti.
The cat's actually been possessed.
Greaser's not even actually the pilot, the cat is. Greaser's just like the robot that pretends to be the pilot.
It's just fucking
It's a
Ratatouille
Ratatouille
with a cat.
situation.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Go fix your dad.
It's Catatouille.
Catatouille. Put socks on Riker's head.
So does it bother anybody that the two girls who have been upsetty spaghetti since Starry Night died is now all of a sudden smiley and bubbly again? And
Are you saying this in character?
no,
Well,
Oh, are you asking our opinions on it? Greaser
Yeah.
doesn't see anything wrong with it. He assumes grief is weird for people. He
Well,
ain't a therapist.
I don't know any of you schmucks. I just got here.
Alina
Little
just
bits of
got
people smile.
empathy.
Morgan definitely shows some little smirk of the seeing that you're happier.
On that note, unless Sin is waiting for us to finish.
No, take your time. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's like, please take so much time.
Yeah, I've got another fucking 3 pages to read, so take as much time as you fucking want.
Yeah.
Trust me, I am not upset. I'm a little
Oh,
upset.
so we can do whatever we want. We heard.
I think
I
we
don't
should
think
go
so.
back and ask for more detailed descriptions on all of the NPCs.
all the anatomy.
Fans.
What's all the fuck it, I lost it.
What do you mean the ceiling collapsed and killed everybody?
finds out. I'll never be his
To shreds, you say?
Oh, someone fell into the cave oceans and drowned.
What? What's that, Socks? Everyone is dead and in a well. You still need your. You
Oh
still
well,
need your
start
cat food?
speaking Latin again.
Ugh.
Oh Lord.
After the meeting, Elena would actually meet up with Morgan and just go.
Hold on. If you are leaving the
How are you-
meeting, let me read the last bit of the meeting then.
Oh, oops.
Work resumes in the chamber, or more accurately, you realize for the first time that work was continuing all around you while you spoke with Endeavor. You were compelled to bow, then leave the chamber. Later, you realized something about Endeavor. When you first saw them, you had the sense that space seemed oriented around them in some way, something you initially wrote off as an artifact of their status and the architecture of their chambers. You realize, though, as you think closely on your discussion, that fucking 2-sentence discussion, there was kind of a subtle aberration at the edges of their form. Millimeters, no more, where your perception of them grew fuzzy. And then you realize the edge of their shape, the borders of their body, actually did bend the light, distorting space around them as a lens moved across a field of stars.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Oh,
Fucking
That's weird.
paracausal bugs.
That's weird. Let's just put
Oh,
that
look.
one in the back seat for a little while. We'll put a pen
Oh,
in
look,
that.
Alright, you may continue. So after the meeting,
yeah. As we're walking out, Elena tries to catch up with Morgan and just goes, "Morgan, how are you
Yeah.
holding up?"
I mean, hey, what is it? Second day and I got a black eye. Fairly well, surprisingly.
Hmm.
How about you?
I'm surprisingly well. I had an encounter with one of the egregorians. That would
Yeah?
be like a week ago, right? Or
2-3
a
days
few
ago.
days ago?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 to 3 days ago.
Or it could have been yesterday if you want. Just at any point within the last 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, let's say yesterday, just
Sure.
before the meeting. Um, they're very interesting, and it's like I felt with one of them in the park. And Sin, please.
Sorry. Sorry. My first thought was like, never mind. Go ahead. Yeah, I deserve this. I deserve this. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute myself. In fact.
Just silent reading.
You felt
One
with
of them
what was that?
offered me a tea, and after drinking it, it felt like I had a deeper connection with them. And it just felt like a huge weight off my shoulders. So I'm doing okay.
Yeah, that's good.
I hope you're not using those stims still.
I ran out a few days back, so no, I'm not
Okay.
using any.
Hopefully we won't ever need to use them anymore.
Not like that. That was destructive. But
Your emotions are important, you know?
I know it's just emotions will get you killed, and I wanted to make logical, not emotional decisions at the second. Plus, being I don't know. I don't know how to explain any of it. It's just with Francis dying, and then Chaos dying, and then Louis doing what Louis did is just it's a lot all at once. So I didn't have time to think about it right then. So I resorted to a tactic that I learned in school.
I understand that. I guess we both coped in the ways we knew.
Yeah.
Or not at all.
Yeah. think I'm gonna.
You want to go try out one of the restaurants?
Yeah, that
Alina's
sounds
asking you
nice.
out.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a
that sounds
date!
nice. Let's get some food.
Okay, let's go.
Are you guys having a
And,
date?
Yeah, I think we're going on a date.
Aww.
Aww.
Can you feel the love?
Love
Hey, we don't know if we're there yet.
Man, every one of you.
Riker and Wella just following, singing in the background.
Look, me as a player at my heart, I'm a shipper. Everybody gets love. Everybody. That is all.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody's allowed to
Everybody!
have happiness and love. That's just
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Sounds like a magical girl thing. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah. It's not one of the ones I know.
That's it for me.
Yeah, we can play by post our date, I suppose.
Anyone
Ready
else
to
want
read, Sam?
Okay, apparently nobody else has anything after the meeting, so sure! I will read another 2 pages!
We love
All right.
you.
I'm hungry.
Hi, hungry. I'm Kite.
Oh shit! It's
You
over.
can eat when you're done reading.
You are in Hive Home. You've learned the truth. The world, not just Hercynia, but the world as a moment in time and a hint towards future moments, is not as limited as you thought. Watch the Egregorian dancers in the plaza. View their histories in the marble arcade. Listen, if you can, for witness. See the young humans and Egregorians playing alongside each other. It is time to find a place in this new reality. Go out and say hello. Think of a future without separation between humans and the other. The giant summit of all of the leaders of the Huck cities has not yet occurred. A few days before the summit, a messenger arrives with a summons. Terror, the Egregorian military commander, wishes to speak with you. At the same time, the Thal Ordo hails you, asking for aid. It's clear that you do not have time for both of these things and must choose one.
The Thal Ordo is asking for help, and then can you say again the other one? I kind of
Terror.
The guy in charge of the military.
It's old Egregorian military commander.
The bug leader.
A bug leader, the bug CEO of the military wants to meet you, and Dethal wants to meet you. They both have a request for you.
A bug boomer.
I mean, we're
Well-
already on good terms with the Thal. It wouldn't hurt
To make
have
more
someone
friends.
else on our side.
I was thinking the same thing actually.
Did the Thal's message say exactly that what they need help for, or
You will not know that
It's
until
just
you choose a
a
path.
summons?
It's another one of those. There's another...
2
Oh
weeks
my
for next
goodness.
voting.
All right, everybody. Move to the middle.
Everybody.
Yep.
Everybody to the middle. We are voting.
Oh.
Here, I'm gonna put the bug dude up top. So the bug is go up, and
Yeah,
then
if you
human
wanna
is
go
go
deal
down.
with- Yep, military commander, you move up. My vote's military commander. I think Mako made a very sound point.
I have no preference, so this looks like it's a pretty easy for 4 people putting.
you didn't really make it sound urgent, so
Okay.
Six. And then
What did Mako say?
Mako said that we already kind of have I am terrible with names.
A rapport with
Good standing
Dethal.
Thal Ordo.
Dethal. Yeah.
This is Lancer. So, after choosing which mission that they are going to undertake, choosing a side, the players have time for a full repair. You can click the full.
We're gonna put our mechs together in a cave with boxes of scrap.
Yup. So Dethal's request, Dethal Ordo had a personal favor to ask, which I'm not going to read the rest of because you'll never know. If you play through WALLFLOWER again and you go that way, there's another route. There's now 3 routes that I know of. There's go to Evergreen, there's go to Huck. And then from Huck, there is side with Dithala, and there is side with Terror. So, you've answered Terror's summons. You are received in the Egregorian Commander's chambers. Terror might present a horrifying visage. They're an old Egregorian warmorph, molted in the last days of the Hercynian crisis and sent into hibernation out of desperation. Their kind is rare within the city. He's about the size of a bull or a very large war horse. Their enormous, heavy forelimbs are built for combat. Enormous, scythe-like blades with a ragged, almost metallic edge, and their horned skull is adorned with stone fangs. Once, they would have seemed Seccom's worst nightmares made flesh, a flesh-tearing bug built for war. Of course, Terror is no such thing. They're a complicated person, very tired of war. They have a wry, calm manner and enjoy tea. Unlike their forelimbs, their secondary frontal arms are small, thinner, and have a delicate touch. They have a habit of tapping these limbs on surfaces to emphasize points. As Terror speaks, you find yourself remembering? That's not quite the right word. It's not that easy. It's kind of learning. As if learning was a process of uncovering something deep that you had held once, or maybe had it taken from you? Their words are lost. Though they do speak Union Common, instead you focus on remembrance, learning? In the cold, dead hive, there are yet some potential lives. Egregorians, ancestors, contingency beings. Everything on this world is a contingency. Why did everyone think this garden would die? You are to accompany my scouts. My eyes, atone through service, is what your goal is. You will atone through service. Perform for me this tribute. Find me viable forms of those who came before. Find me the sword and spear, my ancestors, ancients, and memories used in battle. Bring them here, and let no beast / memory / ghost or human prevent your return. Do this, and you will have my joy / approval / favor. Whenever you hear the slashes, the sword / spear, ancestor / ancient / memories, he didn't actually say those words. You felt them instead. Not long ago, a Hercynian scout team breached a previously identified hive site, a neighbor to Hive Home that appears to be half the latter's size. The scouts reported tens of thousands of Egregorian eggs kept buried and hidden from the ravages of war. These eggs date back centuries, but many are nonetheless still viable, and with some help they could birth a new generation of Egregorians. In addition to this find, the scouts also reported caches of material, old model weapons, and artifacts, all of which possess considerable material and cultural value to Hive Home. Terror's request is simple. Accompany a Hercynian reclamation / salvage team as it escorts an Egregorian revivalist named Bitter into the old hive to flag usable equipment and viable candidates for revival. As with Dithal's mission, Terror has tapped the PCs because no rangers are currently available to assist. They're all spread thin. There is a need for this kind of protection. The machine's forces are known to lurk underground, and if they encounter the hive site, they won't hesitate to bring their subalterns and holomechs to scour it to ash, leaving no hope for the next generation of Egregorians to come from this egg clutch. If the PCs wish to earn the trust of Hive Home and the Egregorian population in particular, this is a good chance to do so. Oh! Interestingly, you can say no and walk away. You can go talk to Dithal if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, this is an escort mission, but fuck. Oh, this is so. They already sold us on how important this is. Yeah.
So, like, we
Yeah,
only have
yeah.
time to do one mission, but do we have time to hear both of them out before
Yes, you
we
can hear.
decide?
You can hear out Dithal.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's hear them out and figure. I already think I know who I'm still going to go with, but we'll see. But they have to say.
Yeah, we split the party to hear both of them out and
Understood.
Communicate the Omnihook.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
So those of you who went to go see Dethal, she has a personal favor to ask. A ranger team has gone missing topside. The patrol was due to return to Hive Home after the Huck High Command ordered all forces to pull back. But they've yet to check in. Losses are unavoidable in war. Unavoidable in war. And the machine doesn't typically take prisoners. But Dethal knows several of these rangers personally. If they've fallen, she needs to know. Command won't sign off on the mission as they need every available ranger on the line and refuse to send troops on what would amount to a dead-end chase. You are Dethal's best chance to find out what happened to her friends. As a reward, Dethal will make additional advances at the negotiations should you do this. This is a good opportunity for the group to earn Dethal's trust and respect, along with that of the Hive Home Rangers. Dethal can't join them herself, but she can provide them with information on the missing unit's patrol routes and their last known position, all of which amounts to a good starting point for beginning the search.
That sounds like a recovery, not a rescue.
So, what I can tell you, it's maybe a little bit of a spoiler, is you're effectively deciding
Faction, like who?
Kind
which
of.
faction to
Yeah.
be in rapport with? Yeah.
It's kind of like my A5E game, my West Marches Living World. Going on one mission, there's timers on other missions, and as an example, if like bandits were attacking a town and you went to a cave instead to do some other shit with undead, when you come back to the town, there's going to be less food, maybe some dead people, and bandits have fucked off. They're not just waiting for you to come take care of them. It's some sort of consequence comes from you not saving these rangers, or finding them. I don't know if they're savable. I haven't read that far. Some sort of consequence comes from you not saving the clutch of eggs. Or the other way around. You're on team what?
Like we can I'm on team eggs, and I feel like we can very reasonably like tell Dethal like would love to help, but right now we have a really high prio mission to help a clutch of Gregorian eggs, kind of thing.
Alina's reasoning would be, we as a species has done so much harm to the Egregorians that this is the least literally we can do to help pay back all that we've done in the past.
I love how at the start of this we were talking about these fucking bug sympathizers, and now everybody's just like, we love the buggos, they're so cute.
Everyone was saying bug sympathizers, or one person was loudly saying bug sympathizers.
That's fair.
That's so fun.
Look, yeah, that was a loud minority there.
Yeah, no, hate to be that guy. Greaser had a preference, but when given a solid argument, he was willing to be like, fair point. I don't like it, but I'm willing to go along with it. Because like, he really did want to go back and help Evergreen, but...
So are we all final... I don't have a vote from Rico. Are we all final answer eggs? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Eggs.
Yeah, I think the eggs are probably the best
Rico?
bet, just because it gives probably the most reward.
I was here exterminating them. I'm going for the Rangers, but you know I'm outvoted.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Well, I mean, given everything you've experienced here, while you might have trauma, I don't know if your feelings have changed at all in finding that they don't intend to, do war. And SETCOM was evil. They were space Nazis. They were horrible. Even the people who lived through SETCOM hated SETCOM. A lot of the military hated SETCOM. It was real stinky. So it is absolutely possible. I'm not saying that you have to do this, but it is absolutely possible, should you wish, at any point in the narrative, for Lubomir to maybe just have a reason to be like, yeah, actually, you right, those dudes were fuckheads. Bugs are kind of cute.
Wasn't Harrison Army built on the fallout of SETCOM?
Partially, yes.
And yes, Harrison Armory is anthro-chauvinistic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. They're chauvinistic. I'm bad at words. Doesn't that mean like they're human centric?
Yes, it's humans are
Yeah.
better than everyone else, and humans from Earth are better than other humans.
Okay, so we're choosing Terror's favor. If the characters choose to assess Terror, they are deployed quite close to Hive Home with Bitter, the Revivalist, and 2 other Egregorian assistants. So you have 3 Egregorians riding alongside in a rover. Terror's concerns about the machine forces are reasonable but unnecessary in this instance, although the PCs may encounter 1 or 2 decrepit groups of subalterns wandering through nearby caverns. The main threat they face in the Hive comes from the planet itself. Hercynia is, or was, a verdant home to a wide variety of non-sapient flora and fauna. Though the crisis led to the extinction of all but a small population of the flora and fauna, subterranean species fared well. One such species of subterranean predators survived and thrived, hunting Egregorians and humans driven underground. Hive worms, you were right. Once a useful, though never domesticated, carrion scavenger, these large, omnivorous invertebrates grew, after the crisis, into aggressively territorial predators. This was likely the result of centuries of exposure to radiation, thanks SECOM, biological contaminants, thanks SECOM, and selective pressures of encroachment upon their habitats, first by stranded humans and then by the machine. Thanks, SECOM. A number of these creatures have been using the buried hive site as a nesting ground. The arrival of the reclamation team stirs them to attack in defense of their own young. And from here, I'm going to explain the sit rep, and we are going to be ending session there because there is a whole ass. Depending on what you did, there was like 5 different maps I had to prep, and this was not the map I prepped. I prepped 3 of the 5. Sorry. I did a best guess on your personalities, and I was not expecting it to go this way.
We got won over by buggos, and you weren't expecting it.
I was not. So the sit rep. The sit rep is not available. It is not a standard sit rep in the books at all. Hive worms are about the size of a train car, aggressive and able to secrete acid powerful enough to damage mechs. The larger adult worms can project this acid at a distance, while younger specimens rely on their powerful mandibles to administer it up close. They fight until the death or until the end of the 6th round, at which point any surviving worms burrow off in search of less contested territory. So this is effectively a holdout or a gauntlet, I guess, but it says not available.
It's dealer's choice. Do you think you can outlast the worms or just beat them to death?
As a reminder, you don't have to kill everything.
I'm sorry, I heard giant worms. Loads fists. No fucking punch him. I need a reloading sound.
As hive worms possess the biological tag, they have immunity to most tech actions and cannot be hacked. As a result, characters that favor electronic warfare may not be able to bring many of their systems to bear in this fight. Fortunately for them, scattered across the battlefield is an array of old Egregorian munitions and machinery, sealed off for centuries. PCs can use the old Egregorian weapons to their advantage during the fight, overloading the power cores and remotely activating triggers. They can do this by making a tech attack against E-Defense 8 as a quick action. On a hit, they may choose one of the following effects. Overload wiring. Choose a free 5-line area within sensors. It becomes dangerous terrain that deals energy damage until the rest of the scene. Prime a power core. Plant a mine within the sensors that arms at the end of your turn and detonates with 1 burst explosion when any character enters an adjacent space. All characters within the affected area must succeed an agility save or take 2d6 energy damage. On success, they take half damage. Plasma flare. Choose a character within sensors. They become impaired and slowed until the end of their next turn. That is the sit rep that we have here. That is all I have here, so I will prep the map for next session. we'll be starting immediately with combat.
Yay.
And do remember, I'm gonna go ahead and post a picture for you guys of the bonus abilities that you have for the upcoming combat. Why do these bugs like tea so much? I have no idea. This was a very difficult session for me personally. It was just reading. It was so much reading.
We're sorry. We didn't know choosing the buggos would cause you to have to read.
I do not apologize.
I'm a little apologetic.
I loved it.
I had fun, and it was interesting to see how the other side lives, basically.
I would like to go on record and say that I've been anti-bug the whole time.
So we have two anti... Greaser was... He didn't believe the bugs existed.
You're also welcome to be completely traumatized by the horrors of war and hate these things. I don't care. It's your character. Do whatever you want. No, I was talking specifically to Lubomir.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. I was about to be like, hey, Greaser hasn't seen that many horrors of war. Especially, not like the bugs, but...
That's fair. So this is not an escort mission, just so you're aware, since somebody did ask.
It's like an Outlast.
Let's go.
situation.
Yeah, it's a holdout.
Outlast or yeah.
Kind of a
Outlast or
holdout.
Never
Does
will
anybody
have
have
you.
any closing remarks they want to add before we end stream today?
I have talked to like a couple of people about a thing, and I'm curious if it comes into play. That is all. And I'm curious for the future. I am excited.
I have no idea what that means. I feel like you're asking
excited to
other
squash
players
other bugs.
something without directly asking.
I'm just stating something, and I'm just excited. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's all it is.
Did you say you're excited to squash bugs?
Who isn't?
Yeah.
They're friends!
Not these
the bugs,
ones.
the worms.
These ones.
Are worms bugs? I don't think
not.
are worms bugs. No, worms are not
What are they
bugs.
called?
They're invertebrates.
Okay, we're gonna squash the invertebrates.
Okay, but are space worms bugs?
Yes.
They could be.
Hey, you guys, you want to know if red forms are bugs? No, they're just teleporting invertebrates.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Across-
Alright! Thank y'all for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please give me a follow. If you liked it a lot, subscriptions costing nothing with Amazon Prime. And if you thought it was the best thing ever, you are welcome to join the Discord. Discord.gg/Synppai, Synppai. Make yourself a Lancer character. Get involved with the community. Play Deadlock with us. I have posted the Discord link in the Twitch chat. You guys have a wonderful day. Say goodbye to chat, everybody.
Goodbye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Bye, crew.
I'm hungry.
Love y'all.
I'm so hungry. I'm gonna go